each other's, like really knows what's going on each MO and school. And I want to implement formation weeks during which we could meet together and practice together, work together for maybe two weeks or more. And during this formation weeks, we will select a country where we can. I don't know how to explain. Sorry. We're gonna working with veterinarians of this country and helping them in their difficult with teachers, because we're gonna ask some teachers to come with us and do activities related to our future specialization. We're also gonna do some sensibilization days during which we go to school and talk about animals and environment and give them some books about this subjects.
Okay.
So that's my main ideas.
Okay, that's good. Can I just take a moment to remind the other nominees for the regional representatives to quit the room? So I will tell them when their turn has arrived via the WhatsApp group, nominees group. So again, please, um, I will ask again all the nominees to quit the room for the regional representatives, of course. Okay, okay, Aurélie, are you still with me?
Thank you.
Okay, so for the second question, um, what do you think are the next steps in developing your region, like Sub-Saharan Africa?
I'm
Like,
sorry.
what
I don't think I understand the question.
what do you think the next steps you gotta do like for to develop your region, Sub-Saharan
Okay.
Africa?
Yes, I understand. But that's what I said. Like the project I have about the formation weeks, it's like a little congress for all Sub-Saharan Africa IVSAs. So
Okay,
it's really because I did a survey on my school and I understood that the main issue in in Sub-Saharan Africa is really the practice. We really miss that, and I want to develop that with every MOs. And we're gonna I want to help each MOs to find more sponsors, because this is also a big issue they have, because in Sub-Saharan Africa we don't find them easily. So I really want to help them, to help everyone.
okay,
And
okay, that seems like a good plan. Um, okay, so we move on to the next question. As you know, the role of the regional representative is one you can largely shape yourself by yourself. I want to ask you, how are you going to ensure that you stay active and involved when not directly guided by the MOD team? Should I repeat the question?
please.
Uh, I said that the role of the regional representative is one you can largely shape yourself. Like you have to behave by yourself.
Yes.
So how can you ensure that you stay active and involved when not directly guided by MOD team, like all by yourself? Like,
Um,
okay,
I'm already super active in my own AMO. And I'm not sure that being active with everyone is a really issue for me, because I really easily go to others and speak with them and do some surveys to understand what's going on with them. In my own school, I already do that, and I really want to do it in all Sub-Saharan Africa.
mhm,
I contact easily others, and I want to speak every day or every week with everyone. and yes, stay informed of what happened with
Okay,
everyone.
okay, that's good. That's it for my questions right now. So I will ask the GA if anyone has a question. Whoever has a question can raise his hand. So I unmute him. Okay, okay. Jagede, Chie. Okay, the word is yours.
I'm TSB Najegede from Nigeria, the current regional rep for the Sub-Saharan Africa. And I have a question for you because I notice your English is not too fluent, and most of the MOs in the Sub-Saharan Africa are English-speaking countries. So how do you want to effectively communicate with them if your tenure starts now because your English is not fluent?
Okay, so I'm really sorry because today I'm really stressful and it's not easy to me to speak in another language. But I really try. I'm already working on my English, and I know that in Sub-Saharan Africa there are not only English speakers. There are also French speakers that don't really speak English, especially in West Africa. And I think it's positive for me to speak English and French. And know my English is not perfect today, and I really work on it. But I think everyone can understand me. And if I can be understood in both languages, I think it's already good. And yes, so I'm working on it every day. And today I'm really really stressful. So I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you for your question, Magede. Is there anyone else who has another question to ask? He may raise his hand. Um, Anybody? Mm, Nobody has a question? Okay, then I think you're good to go. Thank you,
Thank you.
Aurélie. Thank
Thanks.
you, Aurélie, for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so now I will just give a quick reminder of all the people who are nominees for positions for the regional representative. So Aurélie Cornière for Sub-Saharan Africa, Ludwig Bochway for Sub-Saharan Africa, Onyeka Gabriel Princess from IVSA Nigeria is nominee for Sub-Saharan Africa. Um, Ab Abdul Muiz Abiola Abdul Karim from IVSA Nigeria, he's nominated for also for regional representative of Sub-Saharan Africa. And then we have Javier Puente from IVSA Mexico. He's nominated for regional representative of the Americas. And then we have Adnan Imri from IVSA Morocco, and he's nominated to be regional representative of North Africa and the Middle East. And we have Shakra Oli from IVSA Nepal. He's nominated for regional representative of Asia. And then we have Laure Chevalier from IVSA France, and she's nominated to be a regional representative of Europe. So I will ask the nominees once again. If you heard your name, you can please quit the room because I still see some of them who are here. And then we are going to send a message to Ludwig Bochway from IVSA Kumasi Ghana, so he can join us. Uh, Okay. Okay, Ludwig, what way are you here yet? If you're here, please raise your hand. Okay, okay, Diana. Okay, Diana, thank you. Mhm. Ludwig, are you here yet? I think Ludwig's not here yet. Okay, Diana. I think we can just skip Ludwig and go on to Onyeka Gabriel Princess. So I will ask him to come. Onyeka Gabriel. Onyeka Gabriel, are you here? Onyeka Gabriel Princess from IVSA Nigeria. If you're here, can you raise your hand? Sobina, who are you talking about? Onyeka or Ludwig? Oh, okay. Onyeka? Okay. Hello. Hello, Gabriel.
Hello, good
Hello.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm okay, thank you.
So you're nominated to be a regional representative of Sub-Saharan Africa, and you're from IVSA
Yes,
Nigeria. Okay, so I have
yes, I am.
I have three questions for you. They are easy. Um, you can take a little moment to think about it. I will go on with the first question. How do you intend to increase the cooperation between the MOs within your region?
Okay. Can I speak, please?
Yeah, of course you can speak.
Okay. The only reason why we don't have an increased number of cooperation within the MOs in the Sub-Saharan African region is most probably because of lack of communication. If I do become the regional representative, I would ensure that I build a line of communication, line of trust between myself and the MOs in the Sub-Saharan region.
Okay, okay. Okay.
Also,
So yeah,
most of these MOs, most of the MOs in Sub-Saharan African region do not have the opportunity to attend certain IVSA symposiums and congresses. So I believe that if able to get a sponsor rather within the region, this sponsors will act like a financial aid for the MOs. So if most of these MOs are able to attend IVSA symposiums, congresses, I know that there'll be an increased number of cooperation within the region.
okay, that's fair enough. I will go with the second question. Um, what do you think the next steps in developing like your region are? What are the next steps you should do to develop the region?
The next steps I believe I should do is creating regular IVSA versus between myself and the MOs in my region. If I'm able to create this, I believe it's what I plan is to do is a monthly symposium, monthly congress between myself and the MOs in the Sub-Saharan region. So if I'm able to do this monthly, I believe this would be a step,
So you
in
said you want to organize like meetings monthly between the MOUs of Sub-Saharan.
MOs.
Okay. Don't you think that would be kind of hard, like monthly?
Monthly, what I mean by monthly, I mean it will be via the internet, of course, probably Zoom meetings. It won't be hard as far as it's Zoom meetings. I know it will be hard meeting, it will be hard seeing on a one-on-one basis, but the more we're able to have Zoom meetings and all, I believe it's a huge step.
Okay. Okay, that's fair enough. Um, so I will go on with the last question of mine. So, how are you going to ensure that you stay active and involved when you're not directly guided by the MOD? Like, 'cause as you know, the regional representative role is, excuse me?
Sorry, I didn't get the question. Could you please repeat yourself?
Yeah, of course. I asked you how can you ensure that you stay active and involved by yourself when you are not directly guided by the MOD team?
Stay active and involved, directed by the MOD team. It's being a regional rep has been prepared. I've gone through a whole lot of write-ups, seen how it's done. I 100% don't need to be pushed by the MODs for me to know my leadership roles. I believe that with or without the MODs' help, I would still have the passion and be pushed to do all that I need to do.
Okay, okay. So now I will ask the GA if anybody has a question he wants to ask. He may raise his hand. Okay, so Here you go, Yahya.
Yahya Farhi, IVSA Morocco. I just want to ask you that what do you think would be the most challenging part in being a regional representative for Sub-Saharan Africa, like taking in consideration the barrier of language, especially that the African MOs are divided by between French speaking and English speaking. Do you think that would be a problem for you?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. It might be a but the truth is we are Africans, we are Sub-Saharan Africans, and we are definitely going to be able to understand ourselves. French speaking countries, I do well to about 50%. I can 50% speak French fluently. You know, I believe along the line we'll find an adjustment and know.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody else who has a question he wants to ask? Um, um, Jagade, do you have a question? Please, for the ones who raised their hand, they can like unraise their hand once they are finished. So, Jagade Chie, do you have a question? Okay, here you go.
I want to ask you, as a regional rep, do you think you have enough time to carry out your tasks?
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, I know I have enough time. It might not be um really practicable, might not be easy, but yes, I have enough time to achieve my goals as a regional representative.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Gabriel. Can you repeat that?
Okay, yes, I do have enough time to um achieve my goals as a regional representative. It might not really be feasible, it might be difficult on my own side, but I know I can pull it off. I know I can achieve all I need to achieve.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Thank you for your question, Tia.
English is
And
a national language,
okay,
international language for IVSC.
um, okay,
Sorry, I
that's
didn't
good.
get that.
Hello?
I didn't hear the question, please.
No, I don't think there was a question. I think the two questions you replied to the both questions from the GA. So I guess you're good to go.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Okay, no worries. So now, is Ludwig here yet? Ludwig? Ludwig. I will ask Ludwig to join, and if he's here, he may raise his hand so I can see him. He is here, but when okay. Okay, Ludwig. You don't, Ludwig, if you hear me, you don't have the audio option. So I don't think you have a microphone on you. If so, it's not working. Um, Ludwig, can you check your audio, please? Okay. Okay, Ludwig, can you hear me? Ludwig, hello? Hello? Ludwig, can you hear me? Are you here?
Hear me?
Okay, I can.
Yeah, I'm really sorry for my terrible connection.
No worries, man. Can you please just say your name, your MO, so the others know you?
IVSA Kumasi, Ghana.
Okay, Ludwig. So I will just ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
So the first question is gonna be, how do you intend to increase the cooperation between the MOs within your region?
Increasing cooperation, I'm going to use ways and means to get MOs talking or communicating with each other every now and then. That is sharing what they are doing in their MO with others.
Okay.
Also starting up programs and events that will get everyone involved, which is interesting enough to get everyone involved.
Okay, I get that. That is an interesting plan. So for the second question, I will ask you, what do you think are the next steps in developing Sub-Saharan Africa?
Well, Sub-Saharan Africa has very little EMUs in the IVA. Now that we have a lot of vet schools starting up in the region, it will be best to start up EMUs in these vet schools that will create our presence or a large number of individual EMUs.
I can't hear you. Ludwig, can you fix your?
Africa, which means we are hello.
I'm sorry, Ludwig. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Can you fix like your internet connection or your microphone?
Uh,
Yeah, I couldn't. So repeat the answer for the second question.
hello.
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you, but it's like decrease the volume or like give a little space to the microphone. I'm sorry, buddy. Your connection is. I think your connection is too low.
Is it okay?
Can you say that again?
Is it okay now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, it's good. Can you repeat the second answer? Yeah, I
Saying
can.
that the number of vet schools in the region is increasing, there will be a need to also create and start up new MOs within these vet schools. So that would help having more sub-Saharan African MOs in the IVSA Global. So as our way forward, we're gonna start approaching schools, or we're gonna start approaching new countries that have vet schools being set up to help them also set up their MO so that we get a bigger number.
Okay. So for the third question, in the final one, how Ludwig, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
How can you ensure that you stay active and involved when you're not directly guided by the MOD?
Okay. I love to communicate a lot. So
I'm sorry, Ludwig. I think your connection is a bit too low. I
platforms
don't know.
on hello.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's my problem or yours. I will ask the GA if they can hear you. If you can hear Ludwig, please say yes. If you can hear him. Oh, okay. So I guess Your connection is a bit too low. Yeah.
Now, hello.
Uh, yeah, it's good now. I guess it's good. But can you please like decrease the volume a little bit because it's so loud.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah, now it's okay.
All right. I'm sorry about my connection.
Oh, no worries, buddy. So what were you saying?
I was saying to keeping in touch with the MOs within my region, and that is on platforms like WhatsApp and Facebook, and also always communicating and getting to know what's going on with them, what events they are having, sorry, and we also probably may participate in events that may be national within the MO and within the region, sorry, and this is a way to keep ourselves always in communication.
Okay, okay. Okay, that's fair enough, Ludwig. So that's it for my questions. I will ask if anyone from the GA has some questions he wants to ask. He may raise his hand. Okay. Nobody. Okay, Diana. Hello, Diana. I can hear you.
Hi, Diana, IBSA Portugal. I've been working with Ludwig in the past year as an ambassador, and I know that he's really active in radio programs. So I wanted to ask him if he's planning to use these skills on this new project or this new position.
Okay, thank you for your question. Your connection is bugging again, buddy. Yeah, I can hear you now. Did you hear Diana's question?
Yes,
Yes, a
yes,
little bit,
I
buddy.
did.
A
I
little bit.
did. Hello?
Did you hear Diana's question?
Yeah. Question.
Okay. Okay, you may answer.
So, would-
I I'm sorry, Ludwig. Ludwig.
I,
I
yeah.
can't hear you.
Using my skills. Hello? Hello?
Um, yeah. Can
Hello?
you can you? Yeah, I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat that again? That again? Yeah, I
Can you hear me
can.
now? Yeah, so I was saying
Yes,
that
yes. Now I
using my
can.
hello,
Yes, yes.
hello,
You can talk. Yeah,
yeah,
I hear
using
you.
my radio, using my radio presenting skills is gonna help me a lot with this position I'm running for because I remember there is this link I shared having a live program talking about SCOVY and talking about zoonosis and other stuff. So I believe there are a lot of stuff we could do in the sub region. Even if I am in the studio, I could reach as far as possible using the internet. So I believe, yeah, my radio skills is good enough to help Sub-Saharan Africa.
That was the first question. Does anybody else from the GA has a question for Ludwig? He may raise his hand. Um, 2, 3. Okay, I think you're good to go, Ludwig. Thank you for your time.
Oh,
Okay, good luck, buddy. Good luck. So Okay, so now we're gonna go on with Abdul Muiz, Abiola Abdul Karim. I will ask him to join the room. Abdul Muiz, are you here? If you're here, can you please raise your hand? Abdul Muiz, Abiola Abdul Karim. Are you here with us, buddy? Uh, I think he's not here. So I guess we'll just keep going on, and that was for the nominees for the Sub-Saharan Africa. They were we had VSA Senegal, Ludwig. Hello, can you hear me, guys? Please write someone down in the chat. Okay, thanks. So I was saying that I was reminding you of the nominees for the Sub-Saharan Africa. So we had Aurélie Cornière from IVSA Senegal, then Onyeka Gabriel's Princess from IVSA Nigeria, then Ludwig Bochwe from IVSA Kumasi Ghana, and then finally Abdul Muiz Abiola Abul Karim from IVSA Nigeria too, but we can't reach him right now. He's not here. So I will pass to Javier Puente from IVSA Mexico, and he's nominated to be a regional representative of the Americas. So, Javier Puente, if you're here, can you please raise your hand? Javier Puente. Abdul Karim, are you here? So can you please raise your hand so I see you? Okay. Okay, hello there.
Hello,
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing too?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Yeah.
So, can you please tell us like your name again and your MO?
Yeah. This is Abdulkarim Abdulmiz Abiola. I'm IBS in Nigeria, a fifth year veterinary student from the University of Ilorin.
Okay, that's good. So you're running for a regional representative of South Africa. So I will ask you three questions.
Okay.
So the first question, how do you intend to increase the cooperation between the MOs within your region?
Yeah. How I tend to improve the cooperation between the MO and the region is that personally I've come up with an idea of uniting all the MOs within the region so as to improve a lot of things. And what I actually intend to do is to have direct contact with the national MO of each country, and at the same time to create a platform. So it's going to be an online platform whereby all members of the region will be, so that for any information that is needed to pass to those members, we'll be able to achieve that. So apart from having direct contact with the national MO. I'll also be in contact with all other members um, through a group that will surely be created. And apart from that, also I've been thinking of creating a lot of things that can improve our cooperation, such as organizing online webinars, online seminars, and at the same time online quiz competition. This can actually bring a lot of members together, and at the same time, I also plan to make sure that everybody are following with whatever we plan to do.
Okay, okay, that's good. That's fair enough. I will go with the second question. Um, what do you think are the next steps in developing Sub-Saharan Africa?
Hello,
Yeah,
please
can you hear me?
can you come again?
Um, So, what do you think the next steps in developing Sub-Saharan Africa are? The next steps you should do in to develop your region?
Okay, what I think that we should do to develop the region, if I get you right, is that your question? Hello, are you there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, the question is not very clear. Please, can you come again?
I can't hear you. What did you say?
Can you come again? Like, I can hear you clearly.
Oh,
You
oh,
asked
okay.
a question just now.
Okay, okay. So I asked you, what do you think like the next steps to develop your
Okay.
region are? The next steps to develop Sub-Saharan Africa. The next steps you should do.
Okay, yeah. The next step, how do if I'm elected, is the first one is so far so good. Like in the region, we've always um have this, I don't know, like the leadership role in the region is like is not very okay. So one of those things that I would like to do to develop, like, it's sub-Saharan Africa, sorry to say, like, is known to have leaders that are not I don't want to use the word, or let me just say the word, leaders are corrupted, and they don't do what they actually need to do. So what I'm going to do is, I personally am a member of an association, Youth African Leadership Initiative.
Oh,
So um, this association is meant to train young Africans. Hope you are with me. So it's meant to train young Africans to become a very good leader. So in order to now improve, one of the aspects I'm going to improve is that I'm going to create, like, I've been in touch with the national president here. So I'll create a way, or I'll talk to her in such a way that we'll be collaborating with this Youth African Leadership Initiative, so that our members can be well trained on leadership aspects, so that the future we know is bright for us. So anytime or whenever someone from IVSA is coming to represent, we know, yes, this person has undergone a training. So leadership is one aspect that I'm going to focus on in developing. Then at that part, I would want to um, go into is that in sub-Saharan Africa, like, we still have a lot of countries that are still, we have many underdeveloped countries. So we'll create a platform to actually ensure that students, especially IVSA students that are in veterinary schools, because
yeah,
personally I've had, hello?
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, personally, I've had experiences of one or two classmates of mine dropping out of vet school because they can't afford to pay their school fees, or other levies. So we have to, and it's because in this part of the region, like the people are not financially buoyant. So which is the reason why I would like to also develop that part. So we'll create a platform in which we will help to assist IVSC students to further their education. So leadership and ensuring that education is well taken as how it should be. So will be the two aspects I'm going to focus on in developing.
Okay, okay, okay. That was fair enough. And so I will go with the last question for me. So the role, like as you know, the role of the regional representative is
Yes.
one you can like largely shape by yourself, like without being guided by the MOD. So my question for you is, how are you going to ensure that that you will stay active and involved, even if you're not guided by the MOD?
Hello, can you come again?
Yeah, sure. So I asked you, like, as you know, the regional representative role is one you can largely shape by yourself without
Okay.
being guided by the MOD team. So
Okay.
my question is, how are you going to stay active and involved while not being guided by the MOD team, like all by yourself? How can you keep like that motivation and the activeness all by yourself?
Okay, I get you clearly now. So from that aspect, I personally have had experiences while serving with other associations. Like currently, I know there are stuff that I can do very well, and with the kind of person I am, very hardworking and dedicated, I know that I can achieve whatever I set to achieve, because the main issue is to get your priorities right. And from the experience I've had from other offices which I've served in, like currently I'm serving as an editor in chief, which I've never um, had any experience from, and I'm doing quite well. So I think the attribute, I have this attribute that will keep me going even without the support of the MOD, which is
Okay.
dedication and hard work.
Okay, okay, I get that, man. Thank you a lot. So now I will ask if the GA has any question for you. So anybody who has a question may raise his hand so I can see him. Mm, questions? Anybody? Does anybody has a question? Um, if anybody has a question, he may raise his hand once again. And okay, no questions. Then I think you're good to go, Abdul Karim. Thank you for
Yeah,
your time.
yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you
Thank you
for
for
having.
your clarifications. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye. So now we're going to pass to the nominee to be the regional representative of North Africa and the Middle East, Adnan Imri. Adnan, if you're here, can you please raise your hand so I can see you? Um, Adnan?
Can you see
Hello,
me? Hi.
hello,
Can you
Adnan.
hear me? Hi.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi.
I can hear you,
Hi. Hi, everyone.
buddy.
Hi, everyone. Adnan Imri, Ivsa, Morocco.
Okay.
Can everyone hear
So
me? Yeah?
yeah, everyone hears you, man.
Okay.
So you run in to be the regional representative of North Africa and the Middle East.
Yeah, Middle East, North Africa.
Yeah, good luck with that at first, and then I will just be asking you 3 questions, 3 easy
Okay.
questions. You can take your time to think about it, and then so I will start with the first one. How do you intend to increase the cooperation between the MOs within your region? So what's your plan to increase like the teamwork and the cooperation between MOs, between North African MOs and Middle Eastern MOs?
I think like definitely it will be like ensuring a true like network between different MOs of the region. That's something that actually doesn't exist right now. And I also think that communication is key for solving and working for solving major issues. One of them being the inactivity and non-attendance to the the IVSA events. I think part of it will be the financial problems, but it's also like not communicating. And as part of our MO, I'm the EO of IVSA Morocco, and I noticed that a that we don't know like we don't know other MOs from our regions that much or as much as MOs from Europe or Asia or South. So I think that first it will be working on building that network between the different MOs and that trust. So mutual trust and having this strong bond that we still don't have right now. Yes, that's
Okay.
all.
Okay. Oh, that's fair enough.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah. So I will go with the second question. Um, so what do you think are the next steps in developing your region? So
The next steps.
what are the next steps that you're planning to do to develop the MOs of North Africa and the Middle East?
I think like the first steps we should be taking is like spelling each other's name right. That because I noticed that a lot of people and other members can't pronunciate our names, like people from MENA region and the Sub-Saharan Africa region. So that would be the first one. The second would definitely be a live meetings since we're close to each other. So I think that's the first thing we should do. That's really like the first thing we should do for what was the question again? It was the steps we should take, right?
The next few steps that you should do.
Yeah.
Like
I
to
think
develop.
definitely like yeah. So still communication, working on that communication, trying to work on international projects in the region, as well as including like new MOs, because you can notice that right now the Arabic Peninsula, the Gulf Peninsula, doesn't have like any MOs, I think, or only a few. So we should work on that and work on integrating new MOs and having the MOs that have yet to start working, starting on working, helping them get that first space, and just helping each other and building that network. So always working on networking, keeping the formal and informal communication, social media, etc. Maybe live meetings. I was thinking about live meetings a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I will go with the last question for me. So how are you going to ensure that you stay active and involved, even if you're not directly guided by the MOD team? Because as you know, the regional representative role is a role that you can largely shape by yourself, like without the MOD help. So how can you ensure that you stay active and involved?
I think first of all, next year it'll be my 5th year, so most afternoons and of course nights will be free. We only have like clinical work in the morning, so it will really be a laid back year, professionally wise. So I will have the time for the job, like more than enough time. And you know, right after the 78th Congress that we had in Morocco, I really feel like I should get more and more involved in IVCA work and getting the people that are really close to us, whether it's geographically or culturally, into the same work, because I think that they are missing out a lot on what's happening. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's fair enough. So now I will be asking the GA if anybody has some question to ask. He may please raise his hand so I can see him. Anybody? A question? Um, we will wait a few seconds.
Okay.
Once again, does anybody have some question he wants to ask? Okay, I don't think anybody has a question, so thank
Okay.
you for your time. Thank you for your time, Adnan.
Thank you, Maz. Thank you, everyone.
And good
Bye.
luck.
Like, thank you.
Bye. Okay, so now we'll be going to Javier Puente from IVSA Mexico, and is nominated to be the regional representative of the Americas. So Javier, if you're here, can you raise your hand? Javier? I don't think he's here. Once again, Javier Puente, are you here? If you're here, you may please raise your hand. Okay. Hello, Javier. Hello, Javier.
Hello, everyone. Sorry for that.
Ah, no worries.
No worries.
Hello.
Hello.
So I'm hearing an echo here. Can you please like undo the speaker or do the earphones? I think it's good now. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So I will be asking you a few questions. So you're
Okay.
going to be the regional representative of the Americas.
Yes.
So the first question I want to ask you is how do you intend to increase the cooperation between the MOs within your region?
The cooperation.
Yeah,
Okay.
what's your plan, or how are you willing to increase like the cooperation between the regional MOs, the Americas?
Right. All right. I know it's all about communication. I have some strategic plans to get at least one meeting per month with all the MOs within my region. I love to talk with the guys, asking how they feel, their concerns, their opinions all the time. So that's my plan. I hope to be able to work very close with them during all my, yes, the whole term.
Okay, okay, that's fair enough. I will go on with the second question. What do you think are the next steps in developing the Americas, like the Americas MOs?
Yes, the next steps. Well, first of all, we have several MOs in North America and in South America. Well, Latin America, we have a few of them. So um, and in Latin America, most of them are still not legal in their countries. So since I have participated in all the process to legalize the chapter in my country, I know perfectly how to do all that procedure. So I feel I am yes, I have the ability to help them since their first beginning to establish completely their chapters.
Okay, so that's fair enough. So now I will ask you the last question of mine. Um, so how can you ensure that you stay active and involved even if you're not directly guided by the MOD team? Like, because as you know, the regional representative role is one you can almost fully accomplish or do by yourself without MOD guidance. So how can you stay active, motivated, and involved?
Yes, of course. That question is very related to the two first questions, uh, with communication and helping them very closely. I am able to help them with everything they would need. I really like helping people, and I'm really looking forward to have a very the Americas region developed. And I think it will be possible through 1 year of hard working with the guys. And of course, I feel like I am able and I will be able to do that without MOD help.
Okay, okay, that's fair enough. I will ask if the GA has some questions for you. So if anybody has a question, he may please raise his hand so I can see him.
Okay.
Does anybody has a question? I will wait a few more seconds. Okay, okay, Taylor Williams, I can hear you.
Hi, yes, this is Taylor Williams from IVSA SAVMA. I'm just curious if you have any ideas about connecting students and IVSA members of the Americas together if there is a language barrier, because I'm from the United States, so it might be difficult for our MO to connect with some of the Spanish-speaking students.
Yes, that's a very good question, uh, and seems like a very like a dream, right? To be able to create projects involving all the member organizations within the region. And of course, that's what I will try to do. The Asian region was able to do online congress about public health and related related themes. So uh, I have in mind to do something similar. I know the language is a very big barrier, but um, yes, with some guys within Latin American region, we have talked about create some conversation clubs to yes, to be able to develop their English speaking skills. And yes, uh, I really would love to achieve that project involving all the member organizations within the region. Thank you.
Okay, okay, thank you for your question. Okay, does anyone else has a question? I think someone has. Gabriel? Gabriel, we can hear you.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm Gabriel from Brazil. We're trying to establish an IVSA MO here in Brazil right now. So my question is, from what I know, we just have official MOs in Mexico, Colombia, and Peru regarding Latin America. So my question is, what are your plans to introduce IVSA to different countries in Latin America for them to have new MOs there?
Yes, okay. Nice to meet you, Gabriel. It's a good question. Without a doubt, Latin American region is a region uh, which has to be developed, of course. And well, I know other students from other associations or organizations such as ES, ISOHA, and so I know guys from different countries in Latin America, and I have some plans to start or yes to try to start new chapters as well as it is yours now as member of IVSA Brazil. So yes, of course I will. I am willing to help you to develop your MO as well as try to open new MOs and yes, each time have more MOs in Latin America. That's one of my main projects for this year if I were elected.
Okay. Thank you for your question. Thank you for being here, Javier. I think you're good to go. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so now I will ask if Chakra Oli is here. Chakra Oli from IVSA Nepal. So if you're here, can you please raise your hand so I can see you? Chakra Oli. I don't think Chakra Oli is here. So I will ask Laure Chevalier if she's here. And if she is, can you please raise your hand? Hello, Laure. Um, Hello, Laure Chevalier, Chakra Oli. Is anybody of you here? So I sent a message, so they joined the meeting. Okay, I think Laure is here. Hi, Laure.
Hi,
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. Can you hear me properly?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so you're running for a position to be regional representative of Europe. So I will ask you three questions. The first question is gonna be how do you intend to increase the cooperation between the MOs within your region?
Okay, I think this is a really interesting question because MOs do spontaneously sometimes cooperate between one another in projects, but there is very little involvement of IVSA Global in this. So I think I would like to have more meetings involving several different MOs to organize actual events that bring together MOs. So workshops in collaboration with the committees, perhaps, or workshops aimed at improving student skills.
Okay,
And
can you please raise your voice a little bit?
yes, sorry, absolutely.
Okay.
So what I was saying is just I think it would be very interesting to organize more events that can involve several MOs. So I was thinking workshops that could involve working with the committees or workshops on specific skills that could interest students from the whole of Europe, and that would motivate people to join and to realize that there are opportunities for debate between MOs when sometimes people aren't too motivated to join if it's just, hey, talk to other MOs. So I think that would be a good way to initiate conversations between MOs and foster more collaboration.
Okay, okay, that's fair enough. So my second question is gonna be, what do you think are the next steps in developing Europe, MOs from Europe?
I think we have a lot to do in terms of learning from each other's structures. So a lot of MOs have very different structures when technically the situations sometimes aren't that different. And it's interesting to see what we can learn from one another, which structures do work and which don't in terms of board of an MO and that kind of thing. So I think that is something that we can work on. I think it's also interesting that European members should know more about all the different opportunities that IVSA has to offer, because IVSA has a lot to offer, especially for European students, because we do have a lot of partners that are centered in Europe and a lot of events that do happen in Europe, but the members just don't know about them. So I would also like to increase communication between IVSA Global and local MOs when it comes to the opportunities that IVSA has for our members.
Okay, okay, that's good. So for the third question, I will ask you, how are you going to ensure that you stay active, motivated, and involved in the regional representative work when you're not directly guided by the MOD team?
I don't think that's going to be an issue for me personally, considering I've been on the officials team last year and I was chair of the Senate Committee on Animal Welfare, and that the job of committee chair is very much autonomous as well. And I was planning my own projects and obviously communicating with the committee coordinator about it, but like no one was giving me orders. And I am quite a driven person. I'm quite confident that that won't be an issue. I do not give up projects very easily. I'm quite stubborn, so it won't happen.
Okay, love, that was good. So I will ask now if anyone from the GA has some questions to ask. So I will wait a few seconds. Does anyone have a question? If you do, please raise your hand. Uh, Anybody? Anybody has a question? Um, I don't think anybody has a question for you, Law. So I appreciate you being here. Thanks for your time.
All right, no worries. So I need to leave again, right? Because you still have regional
Yeah,
rep for Asia.
I still have the last one.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
Bye.
thanks. Bye. Okay, so now we'll go with Chakra Oli. Chakra, can you hear me? Um, Chakra Oli, I unmuted you. Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you. You can continue.
Yeah, okay. So you're Chakra Oli, so you're from Nepal, and
Yeah, yeah.
uh, you're running to be a regional representative for Asia. So I will
Yeah.
ask you a few questions. So the
Okay.
first question will be, how do you intend to increase the cooperation between Asian MOs?
At first, I want to thank you for this question. And the main thing that will increase cooperation among MOs of Asia is that the exchange program. for we had so many exchange with different countries, but I feel that there were lacking of exchange with neighbor countries. That's why in my tenure I will uh, facilitate to organize as much as possible exchange program among the countries, among the MOs of Asia, and surely that will increase cooperation among my region. And another thing that I want to add that is uh, the online programs will also increase the cooperation that I will surely make in my tenure. Thank you.
Okay, that was fair enough. Thank you. So my second question is gonna be, what do you think are the next steps in developing Asian MOs?
Sorry, I couldn't get you.
What are the next steps? So, like, to develop Asian MOs. Like, what are the next steps you should do as a regional representative in order to develop Asian MOs?
Okay, I got you. Thank you for the question.
Oh, no worries.
Uh, as I know, there are some new MOs this year from Asia, as well as previously active some MOs. Uh, Among the MOs of Asia, few are active and few are uh, inactive. In this situation, the main task to make all the MOs active is to uh, carry the backward or inactive MOs in front line. For that, I will uh, make them all in one group and collaborate them for same program. For example, I will make a group in that inactive members will be taken forward by the active MOs of the Asia. That will surely make all the MOs of Asia active.
Okay. Okay. So thank you. So I will go on with the third question. So my question is, how are you going to ensure that you stay active, motivated, and involved, even if you're not directly guided by the MOD team? Because as you know, regional representative's job, you should do it alone without supervision of the MOD. So in this case, how can you stay motivated and involved with your job?
Uh, in this case, as I will not be helped by MOD. Uh, in this situation, I will be in touch with MOs of my region. Make sure that they they are feeling easy to communicate with me. That will ensure me to know what is the problem of MOs, what are the things that MOs needs, and these all things will make me easy to sort out the problems. If I find problems, if I find some problems, and then only I will be active, and all the MOs of Asia uh, will do their activities, and they will find out the problems that they take these problems to me, and that makes me active. I believe that makes me active, and I will solve this problem with if with good collaboration among all the stakeholders. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So that's it for my questions. I will ask if the GA has some questions for you. So please, if anyone has some questions, he may raise his hand. I see a hand here, Bella Akida. Okay. Okay, hello, Bella.
Hello. Hi.
Okay, I hear you. I can hear you. Do you have a question
Okay.
for Oli?
Yes, I do have a question. I'm Bella from IVSA Indonesia, and the question is, As we know, the regional representation system is a fairly new system in IVSA. So, since it has run in the previous term, what do you think of the regional representation system that has been going on in the last term, and how would you improve it? Thank you.
Okay, Shakra Oli, are you here?
Hello.
Hello.
So sorry, my connection was dropped, so I couldn't get your points. Can you repeat the question?
Can you repeat the question? Where are you? Can you raise
Hi.
your hand again? Yeah.
Hello? Yes. So my name is Bella from IVSA Indonesia. As we know, the regional representation system is a fairly new system in IVSA, and it has run last term. So what do you think of the regional representation system that has been going on in the last term, and how would you improve it? Thank you.
Hello, Shakra, Oli.
Hello.
Did
So
you hear the?
sorry, I couldn't get her. Can you please facilitate?
Can you please repeat the question, Bella?
Yes. My question is, what do you think of the regional representation system that has been going on in the past term, and how would you improve it in your term?
Okay, did you get the question, Shakra?
Yeah, I can get.
Okay.
As I know, being a regional representative of uh, uh, IVSA Asia, my role is to collaborate all the member organizations of the Asia, which uh, which were not organized before, and that means Asian level. In Asian level they are not organized, and my role is to organize them systematically, so as to exchange our knowledge, so as to exchange our views, and to organize regular meetings among the Asian MOs that will surely help to increase the collaboration among the MOs and make comfortable to each MOs, that will surely increase the activities and their benefits in Asia.
Okay. Okay, Shakra. Thank you for your response. Is there anybody else who would like to ask Shakra some questions? I will wait a few seconds. So I don't think anybody has another question for you, Shakra. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your time.
Thank you everyone.
Okay. Okay. So now we're done with the nominees to be regional representative. So we're gonna pass and go to the nominees to be chair of standing committees. So we're going to start with the nominees to be chair of the standing committee on animal welfare. So we have Mariam Zakaria, Mubarak Aliyu, and Marin Ruwani Auda. So Mariam Zakaria from IVSA Nigeria, Mubarak Aliyu from IVSA Nigeria, and Marin from IVSA Rocklow. If anybody of you are here, please raise your hand so I can see you. Okay. Anybody else apart of Mariam Zakaria is here? Mubarak Aliyu and Merin Rouhani Auda. Are you here? So I don't think so. So we're gonna start with you, Mariam. Hello, Mariam. I can hear you. Hello.
Hi.
Please, I will ask the two other nominees to leave the room, and I will ask you to rejoin the room once Mariam is done with the questions. Yes, Mucias. Yes. Okay. So I will ask Mubarak Aliyu and Marin to leave the room, please. I can still see Mubarak here, so I will once again ask you to leave. Mubarak, can you hear me? I will ask you to leave, please. Okay. So Mariam, you're from IVSA Nigeria, and you're nominee to be chair of the Standing Committee of Animal Welfare, right?
Yes,
So how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm good, thank you. So I have two questions to ask you. I will start with the first question. Like, as you know, there are many challenges to running an international committee. What challenges do you anticipate, and how can you overcome these?
Okay, so yes, like you rightly said, there's going to be lots of challenges I'm going to face, but I would try as much as possible to overcome them. So one of the challenges that I feel that I may have is that the other members of the Standing Committee of Animal Welfare would be from different countries. So there's always a possibility that there will be different time zones, and this may be a slight problem. But to overcome this problem, I plan on making sure that I ask the people that I'll be having meeting with that they should select the time that is most convenient for them. Then we'll try and reach an agreement on an appropriate time. And another challenge that I may face is that um another challenge I may face is that I'll be meeting different people and there'll be different opinions. So to overcome this, I plan to hear everyone's opinion and views about discussions and meetings that will be related to animal welfare. Then I'll try as much as possible to come to an agreement that is favorable for everyone and makes a lot of sense. So I think that's my answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your answer. So my second question is gonna be, what experience and skills do you have which make you the best candidate for SCO?
Okay, so I was a I was one of the OI junior ambassadors from February to July, and during that period, I was able to organize events to create awareness about different diseases and things related to animal welfare too. So I have great skill in communication and getting people to come together and discuss. I also have good interactive skills because like I said, people would have different opinions, but the ability to bring everyone together and make sure we are on the same angle, we are on the same platform is something I have. I'm very dedicated, I'm determined, and I always try as much as possible to achieve whatever I put my mind to. So I think these are qualities that would help me. And lastly, I also have passion for animals, so it's not something that is going to be forced because it's something I actually love. So it will be easy for me to
Okay.
express myself.
Okay, that was fair enough. So now I will ask if anyone from the GA has a question for you, Mariam. Yahya. Okay, here you go, buddy.
Okay, thank you, Yahya Farhi, Ivsa, Morocco. I just want to ask one question: is that do you think you can bring all MOs together in promoting for animal welfare, but like taking in consideration that there is a diversity and differences of animal welfare related issues from a country to another? Do you think that would cause a problem for you? Thank you.
So can you please come again? I didn't get everything you said. Thank you.
Excuse me?
Can you repeat the question, Yahya?
Of course. I said that do you think that you can bring all MOs together in promoting for animal welfare, but taking in consideration the diversity and the differences of animal welfare related issues from a country to another country?
Yes, I think I'll be able to bring together HEMOs. And even though there's diversity related to animal welfare issues, I don't think that will be an issue because would every country would get to talk about their animal welfare related issues. So I could always create a platform where everyone can share their opinion about animal welfare or whatever issue is happening in their country. Then we can create events or find a way to disseminate the information that has been shared. And the fact that we have national MOs presidents too would also be helpful because I can always talk to them and ask them about related issues in their country. So I don't think that will be a problem. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone else have a question for Mariam Zakaria? So I will wait a few seconds. I don't see any hands here. Okay, I don't think anyone else has a question for you. Thank you for your time, Mariam.
Thank you for listening.
Okay, good luck. So now we're gonna go pass to Mubarak Aliyu. So Mubarak, if you're here, please raise your hand. He's not here. Mubarak. Mubarak Aliyu, once again. Are you here? Okay, he's here. Hello, Mubarak. Okay, Mubarak, sorry I muted you again, but there is something wrong with your microphone. I was hearing loud noises. Can you please fix that? Um, okay. I will ask the GA. I don't know if it's my connection problem or yours. Do everybody hear the noises from the GA? Okay. Okay. I will ask you please to fix your microphone, Mubarak, so I can unmute you again because my ears were gonna explode. Okay, I will unmute you once again. Oh, that's awful. Can you please take care of your mic, Mubarak? And meanwhile, I will ask Marin Rua to raise her hand if he or she's here. Marin Rua. Marin Rua ni Auda. Ni Auda. She's not here yet. I will unmute you once again, Mubarak. Oh, no, I'm sorry, buddy. There are a lot of noises coming from your mic. Um, um, like it's too loud to handle. I'm sorry. Can you fix your mic, please? Can you put on some earphones? Just put on some earphones and I'll unmute you again. Okay, I will unmute you again, Mubarak.
Hello, sir.
Oh, do you? I'm asking the GA. Do you still hear the noises too? Okay. I'm sorry, Mubarak, but there is something wrong with your microphone. I don't know what, but um, we can't have a conversation if these loud noises stay as they are. So I will ask you for a final time, please. Uh, make your headphones or earphones if you do have them. Um, and I will unmute you for a final time. Okay, I will unmute you.
Hello, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, mate.
Hello.
Uh, okay, Mubarak, just check if your audio is plugged in correctly because it can be half plugged. So from your earphone or speaker, so we keep hearing these noises. Or can you please, okay, we will try this. Just check on your plugged audio, and if we keep hearing noises, then we will try to ask you, and then you can reply from the chat. So can you please check your audio, how it's plugged in, and I will unmute you again.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Mubarak.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. I don't hear noises, but I can hear my echo.
Okay. Can you hear me now, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but yeah, it's all good. So, yes, Mubarak.
I'm sorry for
So,
the network issue. Sorry.
oh, no worries, no worries. So, you're from IVSA Nigeria, and you are a nominee to be a chair of a standing committee of animal welfare.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I will ask you a couple of questions. So the first
Yes.
one, so the first question is gonna be as you know, there are many challenges to run an international committee. So what challenges do you anticipate, and how can you overcome them?
Hello, sir.
So can you hear me? Did you hear my question?
Yes. Come again, please.
Um, okay. So what are the challenges that you anticipate from running an international committee, and how can you overcome these challenges? Did you
The
hear me?
challenge. Yes, I can hear you, sir. Let me
Yeah.
give the answer now. One of the challenges that I'm going to experience is making the board committee work. And
Okay.
then managing difficult board dynamic, and then avoiding legal field. What I mean by that is, I mean, making board committee work. If I'm opportunity to be a chairman of standing committee of the school, I will try my best to see that each committee for the school for each country do the needful thing at the right time. I know definitely I will try my all possible way forward to see that I did so.
Okay. Okay. So my second question for you is gonna be what experience and skills do you have that uh, like that make you the best candidate for this committee, the school?
Sir, pardon.
Well, like I'm asking you about your experience and skills that make you the best to head this committee.
Okay, sir. Sir, being an experience for me, I've already carried a lot in many associations, especially for the Planetary Health Campus Ambassador, Standing Committee of Annual Affair of International Business Student, Ivsa Nigeria, and many more associations, and editor-in-chief in our dear association of our state in Nigeria. Being that I have a lot, being in that is going to equip me with a lot of spirit that I want to carry my people a lot in order to see that we develop, to see that animal welfare is carried across the globe without any error.
Okay. Okay. Okay, that was fair enough. I will ask the GA once again if anyone has a question to ask Mubarak. Okay. Laure. Okay, Laure.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Mubarak.
Hi.
Chevalier ABC France and current chair of SCA. One of the biggest issues we find in IVSA is that projects are hard to carry on from one year to the next. So I want to ask you, how familiar are you with the current committee's projects that you think you might be able to carry them out in the next term? Thank you.
Madam, come again. Please, I'm sorry for the network issue.
No worries. I want to ask you how familiar you are with the current committee's projects that you think you can carry them on into the next year.
I think the experience that I have, I will ensure that if I'm an opportunity to be in that as the chair of the school, the experience that I have due to one of the member of the school in Ivsa, Nigeria, with that experience is going to carry me a lot to see that for the global, I did a needful things.
Okay. Okay. That's fair enough. Does anybody else have a question for Mubarak? May raise his hand, please. Okay, so I don't see any hands. I will wait a few more seconds. Okay, Laure, once again.
Yep, I mean, I have another question if no one else has any.
Okay.
in the past years, SCA has been working on building good working relationships with our partners. How would you go about ensuring these relationships are maintained, Mubarak?
Hello, come again, please. I'm sorry, network issue.
No worries. We've been working in the past years with a lot of different partners, and I was wondering how do you think you'd go about keeping these relationships?
I will keep that relationship whereby I will organize a lot of events either through social media such as Zoom, Twitter handles, and Facebook. A lot of social media handles are going to carry us a lot to see that animal welfare being into standard level across the globe.
Okay, okay, that was fair enough. So I don't see any other hands, so I think that was all for you, Mubarak. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so now we'll go on with Marin Rua Ni Auda from IVSA Wroclaw. If you're here, can you please raise your hand? Okay, is he here? Marin, can you raise your hand again, Marin? Okay, hello. I can hear you, Marin.
Hello there.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm very well indeed, thank you. And you?
I'm good, thank you. So, you're a nominee to be the chair of the Standing Committee of Animal Welfare. So I will be asking you two questions, and then the GA will get to ask you two more questions. Okay. If there
Fire
are
away.
okay, so my first question will be as you know, there are many challenges to run an international committee. So what are the challenges that you anticipate, and how will you overcome them?
Thank you for the question. So first and foremost, as I'm sure we're all aware, our concept of animal welfare and the requirements of animals is quite subjective. Therefore, I think even our very basic definition of what animal welfare is will vary from culture to culture and country to country. So I think one of the challenges will be is to have a very global overview of this topic, but a very local outreach. So one of the ways I would like to do this is to approach local representatives and MOs in different regions and have them share their perspectives and expertise on the topics in their areas. I can give you some examples. I know personally I'm Irish myself, although I represent Wrocław. I'm Irish myself, and we have huge issues with our blood sports in Ireland. So hare coursing is still practiced. Also, we have the export of greyhounds to China. So I am equipped to speak on that topic, but someone from Spain, where they also have issues with greyhound racing, perhaps is not. However, because we have similar interests, I would like to build task forces to speak on topics from multiple angles. So for example, let's take this exporting greyhounds to China. We will have some representatives from IVSA UK and Ireland, where the dogs are being bred and trained. We will then have representatives from IVSA Asia, where the dogs are being brought to, and then we will have other IVSA members in between who have a particular interest in the issues being presented, which is the dog racing and their welfare. So in this way, I would like to coordinate and bring people together in specific task forces who have a major passion or interest in a topic, and also will have different perspectives and a regional view of things. So that would be one approach. The second approach, of course, is to keep up to date with current events in the welfare world. One of the ways I do this is by having a very good network. I am plugged into the vast majority of welfare organizations and NGOs in Europe. In fact, next weekend I will be attending the Animal Rights Conference in Europe. So I'll be hoping to learn a lot more about specific welfare issues around the world, but in Europe specifically at that. And I'm also part of the animal welfare family in Ireland, which share multinational and also more regional issues. So my two main points is I want to ask the people who are interested and involved, and also keep up to date by events, networking, and of course the conventional media sources.
Okay, okay, that was fair enough. Thank you. So my second question is gonna be, what experience and skills do you have which make you the best candidate for school?
Thank you again for a lovely question. Okay, so first and foremost, I think my most qualifying quality is my absolute passion for animal welfare. In fact, I study veterinary medicine not to work in clinical medicine, but to be a more informed advocate in animal welfare organizations and on these topics. Second of all, being a veterinary student and being in the later years of my study and having had such an interest in this topic for a long time, I am quite familiar, or at least I'm familiar with the avenues I need to take to inform myself on various issues. Additionally, as you can see, I am part of IVSA Wrocław, but I am Irish, so I am already used to dealing with cultural differences and language barriers when I am conducting myself and carrying out tasks with IVSA. So I am already very used to having to navigate as an organization where perhaps the language of meetings is not my first language. I'm not so comfortable. And also there are some cultural differences in how the organization is set up. So I've already been dealing with that for a number of years and am thriving in the environment. In fact, thoroughly enjoy interacting with people of different mentalities. On top of that, I have come to realize that cultural sensitivity is also very important when discussing animal welfare. At the moment, I am just concluding a personal research project on the practice of selling live carp for Christmas Eve in Poland. Now, me as an outsider conducting this research, I have to be very careful in how I approach it, as I don't want to be seen to be, you know, starting fires where they aren't wanted, or being a foreigner trying to tell Polish people how to behave. So in this way, I have learned how to have dialogues and conversations with farmers, with industry professionals, with other researchers, many of whom will have a very different and really polar opposite opinion on the topic than my own, and how to have a respectful and open dialogue. Additionally, I have completed internships with Compassion in World Farming, and I am just about to start one with a research laboratory here in the UK dealing with fish. And through my experience with these organizations, I have seen how team management and a cooperative mentality really are front runners in ensuring your success in animal welfare. So from my time in Compassion in World Farming, I have learned some tips and tricks on how to approach industry professionals and have a collaborative effort. For example, how to get industry professionals to allow you to interview them and to be interested in being part of a dialogue, as opposed to going in and being like, well, we're an animal welfare organization and what you do is so wrong and this is why we think so. So I think my time and my accumulation of experiences over the past number of years has equipped me quite well for the task. Not forgetting, of course, that I have already been part of SGA for this past year and have thoroughly enjoyed the experience and really got a lot out of it. I think something else that will be of benefit to me as a chairperson and make me an excellent candidate is my absolute joy in being able to connect with other like-minded people. That I think, you know, having grown up in Ireland with a farming background, I was so used to being surrounded by people who were really indoctrinated with the idea that farming of all varieties was something natural. it was such a relief then to find people who shared the idea that perhaps we can take another approach to our relationship with animals. And my absolute delight in finding like-minded people is an ongoing source of inspiration and motivation to continue this good work and to build on the legacy of our wonderful chair people before and the committee themselves.
Okay, that was really interesting. Thank you for all this. Okay, so I will ask the GA if anybody has a question for Rua. If anyone has a question, please raise your hand. Okay, Laure?
Hey, Maureen Rua. So I have a question about partners. In the past year, SGA has been working on building good working relationships with more and more partners in the veterinary medicine world as a whole and in animal welfare more specifically. How would you go about ensuring these privileged relationships are maintained and creating new ones?
Thank you for the question, Laura. So I always think that having worked for some media outlets before, I'm quite used to, building relationships and partnerships with other organizations, and I'm familiar with our partnerships at SGA. So I think one of the things that I would like to do is I would like to research specifically what the ethos of the organizations we are partnering with are, and then try and come up with a strategic plan as to what projects will appeal to them the most, and then invite them to collaborate on such a project. Obviously, consistent, friendly, and open communication and dialogue will also be key. But that's certainly something I would like to implement, is a more focused or targeted approach when building partnerships. For example, with compassion and world farming, we as veterinarians will have an enormous impact on food safety and public health. So that is something, I think, rather than just building a very general relationship with compassion, we can look at the role of veterinarians in improving welfare in the agricultural sector, and how we as potential vets and vets of the future will be contributing to the work that they do. So to conclude, I want to take a more targeted approach, and I also want to continue with open, friendly, and consistent communication.
Okay, that was fair enough. Is there anybody else who has a question for Marian? If so, please raise your hand so I can see you. I will wait a few more seconds. Okay, okay, I will choose Bella.
Hi, I'm Bella from IBS Indonesia, and I have one question for Maylin. I saw on your application that one of the issues that you would like to focus on is aquatic welfare, and that is something fairly new for me. So would you please explain what exactly is aquatic welfare and where are you going with this issue? Thank you.
Hi, Bella. Thank you for your question. I am only too happy to speak on this, so please hold me back because I will burn your ears off. So essentially what I mean by aquatic welfare is I mean welfare conditions or the lack thereof within aquaculture. So this in layman's term means fish farms. So having completed a research project myself this last year on carp welfare in Poland, it became very clear to me that there is a massive underappreciation for the welfare needs and the sentience of fish, and also the scale and the intensity of aquaculture is really off the scale. Like we imagine, as young veterinarians and people who are interested in welfare, I think most people, when they think of poor welfare conditions, battery hens or hens in cages spring to mind. In fact, what we should be imagining, as if you want to talk about the 7 levels of hell, I mean, the worst for me is aquaculture. So let me explain why. Number one, the stocking density. The fish again, of course, there's a huge variety of different units within aquaculture, a huge variety of species, different methods, and different scales. But let's talk about salmon, for example, because that's the largest industry within aquaculture, sub-industry, I should say. Okay, so with salmon farming, you have a freshwater stage and you have a saltwater stage. So you have to have two different types of production units. One would think, okay, so this allows the fish to have a good life because they will have a variety of environments. They will be with the other members of their own species. Unfortunately, with salmon, this is not the case. Some of the welfare issues that we see in the salmon industry are, first and foremost, massive overcrowding. When we think of salmon, we think of it as quite a luxurious product. So you would think that the industry would have enough money or that their profit margins would be wide enough to allow for welfare considerations. Unfortunately, this is not the case. So fish are bred in enormous numbers. The eggs are collected. The fry are also collected in a separate nursery. And then they are stocked in, first they will be in freshwater ponds, in recirculating aquaculture systems. Here you have overcrowding. And as a result of overcrowding, you have issues with disease management, as we're all familiar with. So you have issues such as like furunculosis, you have lice on fish, and the issue is that within the aquaculture sector, the use of antibiotics is not well regulated, because imagine, how are you going to administer antibiotics to farms that have 1 million fish? That's another thing I need to talk about, is the scale. When we think of large scale industrial pig farms, they may have like 10,000, even let's say if you want to go really big, like 50, 60, 70,000 pigs, and that's already unimaginable. Now think about some of the big fish farms in Norway and in China, they can have 1.5 million fish within one unit. I'll repeat that, 1.5 million. So how is it conceivable that all of the individual health and welfare needs of each fish will be attended to? Frankly speaking, in my opinion, it's not possible. And as a result, the fish suffer from disease, from very poor environments, because they are kept, when they come to the saltwater stage, they are kept in what we call sea nets, which are essentially just like large open water cages, but there is no sort of environmental enrichment. And if you think about the actual natural behaviors of salmon, they are incredible fish. They travel like thousands and thousands of kilometers when they are going on their reproductive migration. So none of these are being met. In fact, it gets to the point that their muscles are so underdeveloped because they are so overcrowded, and because they have no natural stimuli. They are swimming around and around and around in a circle because there's no space. That they have to add like food colorants to give that distinctive pinky orange color to the salmon because their muscles have not been developed. Anyway, I won't keep going. I can talk all day about the issues with fish, but what I'm talking about with aquatic welfare primarily is the massive issues that are faced in fish farming. And of course, a lot of this stems from a lack of education, especially within the veterinary sector. I did a survey in my own university last year, and I found that 85% of 4th and 5th year veterinary students could not identify the most humane way to kill a carp. 4th and 5th year veterinary students, not the general public and not a first year veterinary student. So that's why I think we really need to heavily promote the whole concept of fish welfare, first and foremost, and then secondly, the specific welfare issues that we are facing within this industry, and then also to highlight the scale, because it's a global multi-billion euro industry involving multiple species across multiple regions. So that is a very, very brief overview of the topic, but if you would like to know more, please reach out to me because I would love to discuss it in more detail.
Okay, Marian, thank you very much. That was very interesting. So I guess everybody's done with the questions. So thank you once again for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, thank you and good luck. So now I will go on and pass to Adetona Mucias Adenike from IVSA Nigeria. Okay, can you please raise your hand? Adetona? Hello, Adetona. Um, can you please just raise your hand so I unmute you? Okay, I unmuted you. I can hear you, Adetona.
Okay, I'm Adetona Mucias from IBS in Nigeria. Good evening.
Good evening. Can you please turn a little bit your volume down because it's kind of loud?
Okay, I'll do that now.
Okay, so you're running for you're a nominee to be a chair of a standing committee on One Health.
Yes.
Okay, so I will ask you two questions, and
Okay.
then I'll let the GA ask two more questions if there are any. So my first question would be, in your opinion, what are some of the essential strengths and skills that the chair of
Sorry, I
sorry,
can't hear you.
it's too loud. Okay, now it's good. So I ask you, in your opinion, what are the essential strengths and skills that the chair of the Standing Committee of One Health should have? Like the strengths and the skills that you should have as a chair of this Standing Committee of One Health. Hello? Hello? Mucias? I can't hear you again. I think you unplugged the audio. Okay, I can
Can
hear
you
you.
hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Said I think as chair of the standing committee of One Health, I should have a good teamwork because I'm going to be working with my team, and then also I should have knowledge about the current health trends all over the world, and also I should be able to keep up to the task and events that I'm supposed to carry out. It's supposed to be a very I should have time management. I should be able to have a good time management. Yeah, I think those are most important things I should have as chair. I should be able to do.
Okay. Okay, that's good. So I will go on and ask my second question. Um, how are you going to manage the committee? Do you have any plans?
Do I have?
Do you have any plans on how to manage the committee if you are the chair of committee? What?
Okay. I believe that naturally I'm a team person, so I work better as a team. So and I believe that whoever is going to work with me won't have any problems with me. So and then would have our own platform. We can always get together. Technology makes everything easier. So we would have a WhatsApp platform. The IBSA school already has a website, and the current and previous chairs have done so well. So I would just work on improving what they've done. Then also, yeah, I said I will have platforms where we can always have meetings as a team to work on whatever project I have. So, yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. I will ask the GA if anybody has a question for you. So if anybody has a question, he may raise his hand. Okay, look.
Hi. Laure Chevalier, Visit France. As chair of SCO, you will be asked to collaborate closely with a lot of other organizations, so WHSA, OIE, etc. How do you feel about that? And do you feel confident that you'll be able to effectively communicate with those?
Yes, I feel very, I'm actually looking forward to those collaborations. Personally, I've worked as I'm the current president of my local MO, and then I've also worked as an exchange officer in my local MO. I'm also the welfare coordinator for IBS in Nigeria, Standing Committee on One Health. So, and then I'm a member of other One Health associations. So I feel very confident and I'll be able to work on collaborations. As the president of IBS Unilorin local MO, I've worked with other health bodies. I've worked with UNILOSOI, I've worked with the AVMS, Association of Veterinary Medical Students. So like I've been part of collaborations, and then I've also organized collaborations myself. So I think that will be much of a problem for me. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Does anybody else have a question for you? I will wait a few more seconds.
Okay. Okay.
I don't see any hands, so I don't think anyone else has a question. So that, okay, that will be it. Thank you, Adetona.
Thank you very much for your.
Okay. 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 So now I will be passing to Safak Hamdi Arjin from IVSA Ankara. If you're here, please raise your hand. So if you joined the meeting, please let me know by raising your hand. We'll wait a few seconds. Okay, Safak? Safak, okay.
Hello,
Hi, Safak.
can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, Safak, so you're from IVSA Ankara, Turkey,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
you're nominated to be a chair of the Standing Committee of One Health.
yeah.
Okay, so I will ask you two questions.
Okay,
So,
but I have
yeah,
a request for me. Can you speak slowly and can you use easy words?
yeah, of course, of course.
Thank you.
So, my first question is gonna be, like, in your opinion, what are some of the essential strengths and skills that the chair of SCA should have? Like, what are the skills that you, as a chair for this standing committee of One Health, what are the skills that you should have?
Uh, I wanna I wanna change the One Health. That's there is no One Health in many countries. It's like this in Turkey and in many countries. That's why I wanna change this situation. And I wanna a lesson One Health. It should be in many faculty. That's why I wanna take care of One Health, and I wanna enter the chair of the standing committee on One Health.
Okay. Okay, that was fair enough. So for my second question, I will ask you, how, like, what are your plans on how are you going to manage the committee if you're elected a chair?
Okay, I wanna do network other health sciences because all the health sciences, if all the health sciences be combined, we can be stronger, we can be valuable. So I wanna do conference about One Health because
Okay.
it's will be better for animals.
Okay. Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, so I will ask the GA if anybody has some questions to ask you, Safak.
Okay.
Um, okay, Yahya.
Okay, thank you very much, Yahya Farhi, IVSA Morocco. I know we've all witnessed the devastating outbreak of the coronavirus, and we've all know that it is very linked to the One Health perspective. And we've all seen the recent IVSA, IFMSA joint statement about the COVID-19. So my question is, how do you think this pandemic will affect the One Health perspective in the world, thus the work of the SCA?
One Health is so important, most important for Corona because
We can't hear much. Sorry, there's noise.
can you hear me?
Of course.
Okay. One Health is so important for Corona because veterinary medicine knows Corona until a long time because veterinarians have to enter the Corona's association. That's why if
I'm
we
sorry,
can,
I can't hear much. I think there is noise in your microphone.
I can't hear you either. Um,
can
can
you
you
hear
fix
me
your
now?
microphone? Yeah, now I can.
Okay. I will repeat it.
Yeah, if you can.
Veterinary medicine knows Corona until a long time. That's why we can this situation, this pandemic in the world. Because Corona is similar to animals' Corona and SARS. That's why we should interested in coronavirus.
Okay.
Coronavirus died a lot of people in the world, but we can change this situation. Veterinary medicine change this situation.
Okay, that's fair enough. Thank you, Yahya, for your question.
Thank you.
Okay, I will ask if anybody else has a question. Please raise your hand. Does anybody else has a question for Safak? I don't think anybody has a question for you, so that would be it. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we're gonna pass to the third nominee, who is Suraj Bandari from IVSA Nepal. Okay, Suraj, if you're here, can you please raise your hand so I can see you? Okay, he's joining. Okay. We wait for him a few seconds. Okay, Suraj, if you're here, can you please raise your hand so I can see you? Suraj? I think he's having a little trouble joining the event. We'll wait a few more seconds. Suraj? Okay, Suraj is having some trouble to get in, so we'll skip him for a minute. And so we'll go with the nominees for to be a chair of the working group on alumni. There are two of them. There is Vincenzo Gaita and from IVSA Napoli and Ikaterini Kokinidu from IVSA Italy. Are you guys here? So Vincenzo's here. Okay. So we'll go first. I am just making sure Ikaterini is not here. And if you're here, please leave the room until I call you again. Okay, hi Vincenzo.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. How
Hello,
are you,
hello.
how are you
Hello,
doing?
hello, Maj. Nice to meet you. I'm doing well. Really good. What about
Nice
you?
to meet you too. Nice to meet you too. I'm doing well as well. You're a nominee to be a chair of standing committee of working group on alumni.
Yes.
So I will ask you two questions.
Yes, tell me.
Okay, the first one is gonna be how are you going to attract and motivate people to sign up for the alumni membership?
Well, the alumni, the working group on alumni, as I said also in my speech, has a lot of potential and has been silent for a lot of time. And the only people who signed up for the alumni committee were people that actually were involved into IVSA Global as students and then signed up for this committee to be part of the alumni. Just for joining, I don't know, yeah, alumni event during the congresses or somewhere else when we did some our own alumni event. But the point is, joining this committee has not given something more, some reason, some incentive to people to join the alumni. So we are going to create something that people should sign up even if it's even if they're not they were never into IVSA. So alumni should work for them, for all the people, for all the veterinarians, for all freshly graduated and for last year student as a guide in the world of their job or their job as a veterinarian, and as a point of reference in when their struggle and an opportunity also for finding internship or having a different point of view with other interaction, having another interaction and points of view for with vets or students all over the world. So that's why how the alumni network should work. That's my point of view on this question.
Okay, that's fair enough. So my second question is gonna be, um, in what ways do you think IVSA member and alumni members can or should benefit from each other?
Yeah, that's another good question, and that's I just said something in the previous question about it, but I will repeat. I will give you more motivations about that. Well, as have you seen during this SGA this morning, what happened? That alumni gave some speech, some mini lecture, or just tips for the future, or how to get a job. So the alumni can share the experience with the students, of course, and teach them something. I don't know. Actually right now I'm a PhD student, and if I can help people with some new knowledge, with some tips, some I don't know, with anything, that's how we should do it. I mean, we can create motivational blogs, for example, we had the mentor-mentee project with the wellness committee. When people are struggling, and I struggled in my student life as well, they are not they're a bit shy to ask some help to someone that could be a senior graded student or an alumni that could give tips and say, okay, that's what I did in my student life, and I did it, you can do it, we all can do it, we are a big family. And this not only for this wellness project, but we can share with the other students, like a research project, clinical cases, I don't know, clinical procedure. It's very there's a lot of things, we can do as an alumni for students, and students can help alumni as well. As for example, reaching MOs. That was what we were doing this year, because I was this year in the working group for alumni. We were trying to contact the other MOs in the world and try to reach out opportunities for internship in veterinary faculty, so postgraduated jobs. And that's how student and member organization can also help the alumni. It's a two-way helping, and since we are a big family, we should we should make a connection with between alumni and students, and this connection will help both of us into getting into job or improving our student life.
Okay, thank you. That was fair enough. Is there anybody from the GA who has a question he wants to ask? He may please raise his hand. Or okay, I see your hand here. Okay, Lena.
Ina Eresma, IVSA official, IVSA Estonia. I just wanted to ask, considering the mentor-mentee program that has been going on with the Standing Committee on Wellness, how do you intend to motivate alumni to join as mentors? Because as far as I know, there's a lot of applicants for mentees, but not really for mentors.
Thank you, Ina, for the question. That's a good, very good point, and it's difficult at the beginning, because there's not many applicants for mentors, because there's not too many applicants for alumni as well. Alumni has been steady, and we need first of all to incentivize people to subscribe to the alumni. Now we are working on a new network, on a new subscription platform, and we are going to publish it, but giving opportunities to alumni, giving reason to alumni why to join the alumni, can give the opportunity to mentees to get their mentors. It's about numbers, and yeah, that's a lot of work to do about this and many other projects.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody else who has another question to Vincenzo? If so, please raise your hand. Okay, so I don't see any hands. Okay, then I guess that would be it. Thank you, Vincenzo, for your time.
Thank you for all the question, and have a good time with the other nominees. Bye bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye. Okay, so now I will move on to see the other nominee for this committee chair, Katerina. I don't know if she's here yet. Katerina, are you here? Okay, I don't think she's here yet. We will just wait a few more seconds. So if you're here, Katarina, please raise your hand so I can see you. Okay. Okay, hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. So you're the second nominee to be the chair of this committee. So I have two questions for you.
Perfect. Shoot.
Okay, so my first question is, how are you going to attract and motivate people to sign up for the alumni membership?
Okay. It's first of all, it's an amazing question, and I can't lie when I say that I've been seriously thinking about this a lot. IVSA is a fairly popular veterinary association between schools, and as far as I could tell by this one congress I joined, but mostly because of the people I have worked with. I found it filled with people who are willing to work for it, with people that have genuine love for it, and with people that, um, even though they're graduates, they speak about IVSA with a fondness that is very heartwarming. So what I thought I could do is actually reach out to them either by contacting their MOs, so asking through the regional representatives of a list of their new graduates, sending them an email and asking them, hey, you may not know this, but we have an alumni network. I would give them information about it. I would ask them if they would like to join in. I would proceed to explain um, the positive things that they could get out of it, the good that they can do, and this possibility in all on how to stay in touch with the IVSA even though they're graduated. I would also promote a little bit, so WJ has been kind of inactive these past years as far as I have seen. So another good thing for it would be promotion again and again through a well-selected team of very driven members.
Okay, that's fair enough. I will go on with my second question for you. In what ways do you think IVSA members and alumni members can benefit from each other?
That is also an amazing question. Actually, I've already, I think, in part, I've already half answered that because with Tavishi, this last week's, we've organized together this alumni workshop that we had this morning. We called all of these IVSA alumni people, and they gave presentations on what they've been doing now that they're graduated. They shared their knowledge, and it's a very nice thing for them because they get promotion. They got promotion out of it, and maybe they will get one or two very good partners from some members that are not graduated yet in the future. But it was also amazingly good for the regular IVSA students because they got to see that veterinary medicine is more than the clinical practice. Veterinary medicine has amazing prospects that a person can pursue. It's an eye-opener. One other thing that especially, well, not just the alumni members, but also the members of the IVSA can benefit is a mentorship program, such as the one that's been running from the Standing Committee on Wellness, where I've been chair. We're talking about a program where a veterinary student, a baby IVSA member, would be paired with an alumni. How is the member helped by this? The member is getting information out of the alumni. They're getting intel on how to tackle difficult subjects, as is anatomy, what they should notice, how they should approach each subject. They also have the advantage of well, having a friend, a more experienced friend, in terms of their mental health, how to cope with the studying, how should they pursue their studying for each subject, and
Hello, I can't hear you. Katerina, I can't hear you. I think Katerina lost the connection. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys? Members from the GA, please write in the chat. Yes, if you can hear me. Okay, thanks. So, I think Katerina lost her connection network. Okay, Katerina, I think she's struggling with the network. So I think we'll just wait a few more seconds. Katerina, if you're here, I can't hear you.
I think we can continue because we are already overrunning here.
Okay, so we'll go back to the third nominee for the One Health chair committee. It was Suraj. Suraj, are you here? I will unmute you. Hi, Suraj. Can you hear me?
Yes, hello. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me, Suraj?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes. So you are a nominee to be a chair of the standing committee of One Health.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so I will ask you two questions.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so the first question is gonna be, in your opinion, what are some of the essential strengths and skills that you, as the chair of the One Health Committee, should have?
Actually, One Health Committee is a great committee. I know it. It consists of the teams: graphic manager, publication teams, the project manager team, the OI ambassador coordinator team, and OI ambassador coordinator helps to link our committee with all the IVSNs all over the world, and it for here it is very necessary to be able to manage these whole team bonds of the team very efficiently, and keep them updated with all the issues, all the works tasks that need to be done. It is the main important thing for the chair is to just team management. I think team management is the core thing, and all the experience that are needed required, he or she should have knowledge about the all the teams of the committee. Um, Either he or she should have a previously work experience, or he or she should do some research about the works that are to be performed. He or she should have done all sort of works like graphic designings, publications, and she should have a vision regarding upgrading the situation of One Health SCA committee. I think this is more requirement than any other skills um, for the chairperson of the One Health, I think.
Okay, okay, that was fair enough. I will go on with the second question.
Okay.
How are you going to manage the committee, and do you have any plans to do that? On how to do that?
Yeah, first of all, I think it is the team management is the core thing, and I think I can do very much well regarding team management, as I should give much time, and I will get more time this year. As previously being on a publication team in ISCA, I just only perform my responsibility of publishing a journal, rather than I did not get involved in extra things. But now I will get many more time, and for the plans regarding SCA, and I think I don't have any sort of new ideas and project regarding the improvement of SCA, but I believe that improvement of the committee can be made by the improvement of the teams and the same projects that we previously perform. For example, I want to say that in every team, in publication team or graphic designing teams, there are much more things that needs to be upgraded. For example, in publications, rather than publishing only, it is necessary that journals should be indexed in this portal like Scopus, Google Scholar, and it should also get international standard book number and ISSN number. I advise for the another committee about this, and I have the plans of making the regular a tool about the regular survey of the disease in the various places of the world, as we have got many IVSNs all over the world in the different universities. They can help us with that. We can conduct survey of the disease in the various places in the world, One Health related news, notices, and publish those through our platforms, and conveying One Health related issue all over the world which are happening in only one place of the world. We can know the prevalence, and we can track the zoonotic and animal disease in the various places of the world by the help of that tool. And I think we should include that tool in our work. ISCA, work by ISCA. I think I just don't have any other things like just plans like One Health conference and or any sort of that. I just want to upgrade those things we have previously done, improve that only.
Okay, okay, that was fair enough. Okay, so I will ask if anyone from the GA have some questions to ask Suraj. I will wait a few seconds. As I don't see any hands, thank you for your time, Suraj.
Okay.
Good luck.
Can I lead the meeting?
Yeah, of course. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so now we are going to continue with the nominees for the Standing Committee on Career Attribution. Okay, so the nominees are Ivsa from IVSA Krakow and Taylor Williams from IVSA Sadna. Ivsa or Taylor, is any of you here? No, I will send the message. Okay, I guess Taylor's here. So we're gonna start with Taylor and Ivsa. If you're here, can you please leave the room and I'll make a sign when it's your turn. Okay, hello Taylor.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for asking.
No worries. So I have two questions to ask. So the first one is gonna be okay. Given the fact that this committee is a new committee that will require a lot of work, what are the challenges that you think you'll face, and how do you think you will overcome them?
Well, first of all, this being a new committee doesn't really frighten me all that much. I think that there's a lot of potential within this committee. I think there's a lot of great things that we can do with this committee. First of all, one of the challenges would be finding a team that really values developing soft skills within our organization. And that starts right with the committee application at the beginning of the cycle or the beginning of the year. And so within that application, I'd really like to ask some questions about who is applying, why are they applying, what do they think the value of soft skills is, why do they want to be part of the committee, to really make sure that the committee members are dedicated and really want to further the committee itself. I think one of the challenges is communication, especially across time zones. So with that, I'd like to make sure that I am sending out surveys and trying to make sure that I find a meeting time that works for everyone. I think that it's really important to consider everyone's opinions because everyone views these topics differently. But overall, I think the fact that it's a new committee leaves it open for a lot of potential. And so I have a lot of great ideas in terms of starting workshops and lectures on these soft skills to kind of get people more involved. So overall, I think that there's a lot of growth, but a lot of potential within this committee.
Okay, that was fair enough. So for my second question, during your term, you will face committee members and yourself being occasionally busy and demotivated. So how do you plan to deal with that?
How do I plan to deal with my motivation or the committee members' motivation? I don't know if I heard the middle of the question.
Yeah, with both of them, like your motivation and the committee members.
Sure. Well, I firmly believe in applying for positions that I'm totally motivated to perform. I think that the fact that I reached out to Emily Freeman and talked to her about the responsibilities and roles of this position really shows that I'm already motivated and dedicated to making this committee as great as it can possibly be. I really started, even though I'm not even elected yet, I've really started looking into ideas that can help improve this committee. I'd like to start some workshops on different skills, especially communication skills, and kind of putting people into different scenarios, like giving clients bad news or building relationships with clients, just so IVSA members can really practice. So in terms of my motivation, I'm highly motivated, and I don't think that it will be a problem throughout the year as far as staying motivated, because I think that I do have a lot of great ideas that I'd like to see come to light. In terms of motivation on the committee members, I'd really like to continue checking in with them. So not just regular monthly meetings or bi-weekly meetings to create plans and develop our plans, but also just genuinely checking in with them and making sure that they're still motivated, that they're still doing what they want to do, making sure that their ideas are heard, because I know that everyone has a lot of great ideas, and making sure that they're able to express their opinions, hopefully will keep them motivated. So just hearing everyone out.
Okay, that was fair enough. Thank you. Is there anyone from the GA who has some questions to the nominee? If someone has a question, he may please raise his hand. Okay, I don't see any hands. I will wait a few more seconds. Okay, I don't think anyone has questions for you, Taylor. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, bye. Okay, so now it's Isabella's turn. Isa, are you here? Okay. Isabella, if you're here, can you please raise your hand? Okay, we'll wait a few more seconds for Isa. Okay, Isabella, I can hear you, I guess. Isabella?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mash. Can you hear her?
Hello, can you hear me, Isa?
Yes, I hear everybody. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Hello.
And I lost you again. Yeah. Now I hear you. Yes.
Okay, so you're a nominee to be a chair of the Standing Committee on Career Attribution. So I will ask
Yes, that's
two
right.
questions. Okay, so the first one is given the fact that this committee is a new committee that will require a lot of work, what are the challenges that you think you'll face, and how do you think you will overcome them?
So the challenges that I might find is communicating with people, for sure, because you always need to make sure that no one is being left behind in the committee, and you also need to make sure that everybody deeply understand what are their tasks. So this is going to be something that I I hope to handle well with just a bit of face-to-face conversations with all of the members of committee, and I hope I can do it like I can do it really well, because I have I've been working with our chapter before, in our chapter before, as a NEO and as a treasurer. Later, after that, I was also I was the OC team member in the Krakow Congress. So I'm good with I'm good with talking with other people. That's for sure. And then also next part is to communicate well with EXCO. With president, with CC, and an external relationship coordinator also. So this one I think I can also handle well.
Okay, that's fair enough. So I will go on with my second question. During your turn, you will face committee members and yourself also, being occasionally busy and demotivated. My question is, how do you plan that?
How to can you repeat the full question once more? Sorry.
Yeah, of course. I asked you how do you plan to deal with the demotivation and busyness of sometimes yourself or other committee members?
For me,
How
like
can you
what's
or how can you keep motivating them and keep motivating yourself to go up and do good things with the committee?
For sure, what is important is to, like I said before, to have like face-to-face conversation with everybody to make sure that we all understand what we are doing there, and by keeping in touch with everybody separately, not only through the group chat or something like this, but separately, is how you know where the person you're talking with is standing on, like what's her feeling about her job, and so you can easily just catch the like small changes of if someone is it's starting to be demotivated. You can tell if it's because he's just busy, or like we said, or tired. You can just either change the task, or give this person less challenging task, so he can believe in himself again. If he lost motivation, he can just be again happy that bit by bit he did more. And just it's important to make sure that that everybody feel like they belong into their that they belong into their task, that they having something that how to tell it, that they are doing what they like, because you can't really force people to do a task which is demotivating for them from the beginning, because they just don't feel like doing something specific in the committee. So you need to get to know people you're working with, to know what kind of job do they prefer, and what are their personalities, and basically what are their skills. So I hope I can manage to do it if I'm going to be elected.
That's fair enough. Thank you. Is there anyone from the GA who has a question from Isabella? If so, he may raise his hand. I don't see any hands. I will wait a few more seconds. I don't think anybody has a question for you, Isabella. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for your questions, and sorry for my shaking voice. I'm just
Oh, no worries.
I was
No
waiting,
worries.
and I was quite stressed over the
No,
over this talk. So
completely normal. Thank you again.
thank you very much. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so now we'll go back to Katerina. Katerina, are you still here? Okay, you're here. Okay, hi
Hi.
again. Hi again.
Hi.
So, I think you lost the connection when you were replying to my second question. Should I will ask you again that question, Katerina.
Yeah.
So you're a nominee to be the chair of the working group on alumni. And my question for you is, in what ways do you think IVSA members and alumni members should benefit from each other?
Yes. Thank you. First of all, I want to apologize. My internet connection is quite shaky at the moment because it's raining. It's been fine, like all this time. I've been able to participate just fine, and I hope it will continue to be this way. Yeah, so as I started answering this question a few minutes ago, I already kind of did some steps towards answering that question by creating, by co-creating along with the WGA chair for 2019-2020 to Vichy, we created together this wonderful webinar that happened this morning as a part of the SGA with the title, Are You Graduated? What Now? And we've had all these wonderful IVSA alumni people, and they were talking about their jobs and their orientations, and they were giving tips, and they were straight up amazing. And this, I think, first of all, benefits all of the IVSA students because they can see that being a vet is not just the clinical part of it and not just a very specific part. And maybe when you get to vet school, you you have this thought that, okay, I'm going to be a veterinarian, I'm going to work with dogs or cats. But in truth, that's not actually it. There are so many possibilities that you can pursue through the veterinary profession, and it's an amazing eye opener having all of those alumni people talking to us. But it's also a very big advantage of the alumni people that they are talking to us because they have the chance to explain what they are doing. They have a chance to explain their passion and be fully understood. And maybe in explaining that, they will find a partner in time. Maybe an IVSA student can reach them and ask them, hey, I want more details on this. Can you elaborate? And they can find partners or people with the same interests that can pursue goals. There is also the aspect of a mentorship program that both members and alumni members can benefit from. And this has been a part of the Standing Committee on Wellness, of which I've been chair for a long, long time. If it's not obvious that mentees are benefited from this, the mentee is getting an IVSA buddy. They're getting a person that is already gone through all the hardships of the veterinary student years. They get a partner where they can vent, where they can ask questions, where they can navigate, like they can help them navigate through all the different subjects because some are more difficult than others. They can ask on ways of studying, they can ask on ways of taking care of themselves. They can ask for basically any sort of intel. They can even ask for future careers and any other information regarding the profession, but on a more face-to-face level. This is amazing, but it's not only the mentee that is benefit from this. The mentor is getting some major benefits as well. The mentor, as in the alumni person, they get a chance to hone their soft skills so much and on so many levels. They have a chance to talk about their passions with their IVSA baby buddy. They have a chance to explain what they do or how they did it or what tools they used, and in order to understand, in order to be understood, they have to be simple, and they have to be they have to talk in a manner that is simple and getting from point A to point B. This is not something that many people have, and is something that as you talk, you can make it better and better. They can also hone their leadership skills. They can also make friends. And of course, apart from the mentorship programs, there is also the alumni can benefit from the IVSA events that are happening twice a year. Well, not now with the pandemic, but if we get through that, the symposia and the congresses, and they can release their IVSA days, and they can have fun, and they can have these extra activities that are usually put up for them, and it's very nice because these people, being the IVSA grandmas and grandpas, can teach the new generation through these congresses and symposia what IVSA has been all about in their day, and they can see it evolve. And I think this is truly, truly wonderful.
Okay, that's fair enough. Thank you. Is there anyone in the GA who wish to ask questions? Katerina? Okay, Lina?
Hi, Ina Erasma, IVSA Estonia. It's like, as you mentioned, the mentor-mentee program, and the benefits of it, how do you intend to motivate alumni to seek out the mentorship, as it has been for the past few years that there aren't really enough people to apply to be a mentor?
That is an absolutely fantastic question, and one of the reasons why I chose to run for alumni chair, because I don't know if you guys have seen the update video I did for SCO. I talked extensively about this and how I consider the mentor-mentee program to be not exactly a failure. Well, you can see it as a failure by the aspect of, yes, we did not launch it, but we did all of this preliminary work, this underground work, this work that sets the basis for this program to work. And still, after all this time, we did not get mentors. What I would like to do is very close to how it's very closely related to how would I get to the first question I was asked, how would I get more alumni to join? So by contacting these different MOs and asking them about their alumni members, and texting these alumni members or emailing them or having meetings with them through their MOs, through their regional representatives, there will always the following question will always be asked. Would you be interested in mentoring? Yes, no, and why? And if they answer no, then you would say, hey, you know what? Fair enough. Why don't you check what you can get out of this? Do you have time? Do you want to? I think that one of the main reasons that people did not join the mentor position is that they were afraid. And when I say they were afraid, I mean from the aspect of, okay, I'm sorry, I am a baby vet. Who am I that can mentor an IVSA student? What if I don't do a good job? And this is where all this work we did with the wellness committee comes at hand. We have prepared manuals for the mentors, which are already available in our wellness toolkit. These were made available, just to make myself clear, these were made available after we chose that we would prepare the program for next year and not make it available for this year. So when we opened the form for the mentors and closed them again and saw that the people did not come through, the people did not apply, we did some very intensive troubleshooting. And we realized, hey, maybe they're afraid, maybe they don't know. So these are available. These will be reviewed again under both committees. I'm intending to work with the Standing Committee on Wellness very closely on this. We will review these. One of the first things that we will do in October and November, and we will upload them again, and we will send them out in the emails, and we will also make promotional material which has not been made, not extensively, that will explain in bullets what you can gain as a mentor, what you can gain as a mentee, because the mentees weren't that many either. What you can gain as a mentor, what you can gain as a mentee, simple, in bullet form, and in various forms, continuously, not just once, not just twice. Need it be every week? Need it be every month? It has to be continuously. And also, one thing that, well, maybe the Standing Committee on Wellness took advantage of this because I was sending it, but the EU bulletin every month, this will be on there. All of the information, the forms, everything. I believe that our work with the Wellness Committee has set a very solid foundation for the program to fly off.
Okay, Katerina. I don't think anybody else from the GA has questions for you. So, and thank you for proving your point.
Thank you for letting me speak again.
No worries. Goodbye. So now we will go on to the nominees to be chair of the Standing Committee on Veterinary Education. So we have two nominees. We have Cristina Almazidu and then Diana Texera. So I will ask Diana if she's here. She may please leave the room. Okay, so Cristina, can you please raise your hand so I can see you? Okay, Cristina.
Hello, can you hear
Hi,
me?
yeah. How are you doing?
I'm very excited and I'm very good. Thank you. How about you?
Very good. I will ask you, please, if you can just lower your volume because it's so high.
I'm sorry about that. Just one second.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so I have two questions for you as a nominee to be chair of the Standing Committee on Veterinary Education. So my first question will be, as you know, SCOVI has many running projects and working on all of them can be difficult sometimes. Which are you planning to prioritize, like the running project?
Okay, I see, understood your question. So, of course, I will not be the only member in our committee. So I will try to separate equally the projects to the people who will be interested in those projects, so everyone can be happy and can do the best for each project. And about the projects one by one, all the projects has their time limit. What I'm trying to say is that, for example, we were planning to have a SCOVI event, the first international SCOVI event, which is supposed to take part like last year, this year, but unfortunately due to COVID-19 it wasn't possible. So we are trying to have it next year. This is, of course, will be one of the priorities of our priorities. Something else, like for example, the GBL, our journal, it has, we publish it twice, so we can regular that as well. So we will work equally for the first term, and we are not working by ourselves. We are have articles from all the members, from IVSA members. So we have time for that as well. So basically what I'm trying to say is that we don't have to finish all the projects at the same time. So if we can separate them equally to the equal number of members, and if all the members are willing to work and will be passionate and enjoy their work in our committee, I think that we will have time for each project.
Okay, that was fair enough. So my second question is gonna be, what are the new initiatives and plans that you are planning to have for the committee?
Okay, as you may saw in my new video, I have like a lot of new projects. One of them, as I already said, was the SCOVI event. The second, for me, like the most important one is the webinar, the professional webinars, which will introduce and will try to help our delegates, our members, our IVSA members to understand and to make a decision what they're gonna do after their graduation. We have, as you may saw again in my video, there is a project, an award project for members. So in that way, I will try to make the members of our committee to stay with me and work and be more motivated about that. We have, yeah. Can I continue or my time?
Yeah, sure. You can summarize, please.
Okay. So we have already a new part of us. It's a quiet community. So we have they had already one of their projects, the webinar project, and we will work with them as well a lot. You will see much more things from that. So in that way, people who are interested in equine medicine, they will join our committee as well, and they will interested more in us. So our committee will be more, how can I tell that? Like more popular, because actually our was to make SCOVI more active, because when we were ambassadors, like a couple of years ago, we faced a lot of difficulties, and we thought that it's a good opportunity to us, for us to run for positions in SCOVI. He became a chair of SCOVI, I became a secretary of SCOVI, and we tried our best. We worked together since the first day to make SCOVI active and more popular.
Okay, that was very interesting. Thank you. Is there anyone from the GA who has some questions to ask Christina? If so, please raise your hand. Okay, so I don't see any hands. Okay, so Chris, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
No worries. Bye bye. Okay, so now I'm gonna go on with second nominee, which is Diana. Diana, are you here? I think she's joining the room. Okay, Diana. Diana, are you here? We will wait a few more seconds. Okay, Diana, here. Okay. Hi, Diana. Can you hear me? Hi, Diana. Hello.
Sorry, I was having a little bit of troubles with my micro, but I'm here. Are you listening?
Okay, no worries. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I would like to start by thanking you for your patience and all the time you are spending here with us in this afternoon. And
No worries at all.
and I was sorry.
I said it's my pleasure. No worries at all.
And I also would like to wish good luck to all the nominees for tomorrow and for the other participants in this room. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here and not being falling asleep. It means a lot that you are here to know us a little bit better.
Okay, Anna, that was so nice of you. So I will be asking you two questions. So the first question for you is, as you know, SCOVI has many running projects, and all of them sometimes can be difficult to organize. So which are you planning to prioritize?
Okay, so about projects, I was actually not mentioning the projects I wanted to be involved in my application because I intend to do something that is, I'm a big fan of collective leadership approach, as I told everyone in my video and also in my forum. So despite the fact I have 1,000 ideas for the next term, I really need to reunite my team first and see what they are enthusiastic about and which ideas would they also like to implement. So they will be 101% motivated to work on everything we'll compromise to develop. And I think that is the biggest secret, to have a motivated team that have projects that they really want to implement. So while I will be waiting for September to have this team reunited, I also intend to have meetings with the other committee chairs and the ex-SCOVI members. And I think like this is because IVSA is one big family, as we all know. And despite the fact we are divided in committees, we have much more potential, I believe, if we are working together in the projects. So I already started elaborating some proposals for each one of the committees to work with SCOVI. And yeah, I think in the other hand, SCOBY is a great legacy and people have put a lot of love and work in previous terms. So I feel I need to meet all the ex-members, like I was saying before, because I think they will need to be given that chance if they are interested in collaborating with us, like in ideas and perspectives. But I know you want me to speak in a more specific way, more practical terms. So my intention is continuing the present projects with the help of our present chair, Laura. He will obviously be my counselor. We already spoke about this. And this is obviously one of my top priorities, to continue the work that was developed until now with a motivated team. And one of the things I know that is really close to his heart is to continue the community's work. So yeah, we have established the equine community. And I think now the path is to cover the other areas also. And also about the career vet map, I would like to have a daily routine video for each pathway. I think it would help a lot people to decide themselves if they don't have like more direct contact with the areas. And well, SCOBY, it's a relatively recent thing, but fortunately, now I think we are in the position that allows us to present ourselves to major authorities and being taken seriously. I have some contacts of potential sponsors and partners that actually I was already having this term, but I had the chance to use them because of the time. And I intend to use them in the best way I can now. And also I intend to have our research team working a bit on course certification, exams required, work abroad like naval, and also continuous education. But well, I hope to not being too long, but continuing with these thoughts, I would like to start an interviewing project where the students and the vets would speak, for example, about exchange programs and internship experiences and studying at a specific university, this kind of stuff. So I know we already have a similar project, that is the Vet Talks, which is great, but I wish we have more vets talking in a more informal way. So I think it's a way of continuing this project and also adding something to it to make it better. And in conclusion, there is a great potential for the next term of SCOBY. Whoever will be the chair, I believe I can see it very clearly. And I think, like, if it will be me, I think we have really good chances to have a good approach to maximize it. But still, if we don't, there are a lot of work done before. And I think SCOBY will be great wherever is the person.
Okay, that's fair enough. Thank you. So my second question is gonna be, um, what are the new initiatives and plans that do you have for the committee?
What?
What are the new plans or initiatives that you have for the committee?
Oh, good. I think I just kind of answered the two questions in just one.
That's what I thought, but I gotta ask this question. Can you please just like summarize your new plans?
Yeah, so as I was telling you, I plan to be developing things with the other committees that we were not working a lot with them. So I plan to do that a lot.
Okay.
I also plan to go on partnerships, like a lot more partnerships. And as I was saying before, I think we are in a really good position to being taken really serious. So I think more like another things that I was telling was the interviews and the daily basis videos. And I think that's more or less that. But as I said about the new ones, I really, really, really want to have our team discussing it and see what are their ideas also, and making sure we have the best implementation possible, because yeah, without a team motivated, nothing of this is possible.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. That was very interesting. I will now ask the GA if anybody has a question he wants to ask. If so, he may just raise his hand so I can see him. Okay, I see one hand. Hi, Soraya. Soraya?
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Soraya, hi VSA Portugal. Diana, how do you think your experience with the local MOs in Portugal has contributed to get you ready for this position you're running for?
So thank you, Soraya, for your question. I think I have a kind of unique combination of experience, because I was in all IVSA chapters that I could possibly be right now. So I was in local, national, and this year I was in the global. I also made an exchange year of studies in another country. And on the other hand, I was volunteering in more two associations. So I think here we have a lot of experience that was made in Portugal that is transcending to a global level. And I don't know, let's start by IVSA. Like, I believe that 4 years that I'm part of my local MO, they just gave me the greatest amount of experience that I could ever ask for. So I coordinated a volunteering program for years. I was in organization of several events, including international ones, actually. I participated in the curriculum reformulation of my faculty. But well, I really don't want to be like enumerating things that I did, because that's in my form. So if someone wants to check it in more detail, you can see there. But for example, in my national MO, I had a leadership position in a more bureaucratic field as the president of the Financial and Disciplinary Council. And that also teaches me a lot, especially in what concerns to law and dealing with the disciplinary processes. But on the other hand, my exchange experience, it was not especially in Portugal, but it's something that it's given the opportunity to Portuguese students do, actually European ones. It gave me some insight in the curricular plans and changes that you're to be made in education, and also the Erasmus Student Network, that was other association that I was part of in Portugal. It gave me a lot of social media and communication skills. But yeah, from all of these experiences, I believe the most important to take is that I passed through a lot of leadership positions in 5 years. And it's made me a much better leader than I was in the beginning. And it also gave me a wide range of academic and professional experiences and connections that, yeah, of course, I obviously plan to use them to benefit SCOE. And specifically, right now, I believe these 5 years of associative experience were the actual secret to have the incredible opportunity that I had this year, that was to pass from ambassador, that I was in September, to ambassador manager in 6 months. So I kind of can say I have the best of the both worlds, because I was part of the ambassadors team and also the main team. And this made me understand the challenges of each team, and also made me being always updated about everything that was happening. So yeah, I think that's in general what my previous experience, especially in Portugal, the MOs of Portugal, they made me reach.
Okay, thank you, Diana. That was really interesting. I will see if anybody else has a question for you. If anyone has a question, he may raise his hand. Okay, I don't see any hands, so I think anybody has a question. Thank you for your time, Diana,
Thank you.
and I wish you good luck. Okay, so now we are gonna go to the final nominations. It's for the chair of the committee on wellness. So we have two nominees. We have Eria and Navisa. I will ask Navisa to leave the room if she's here, and I will ask you, Eria, to raise your hand if you're here. Okay. Hi. Hi,
Hello.
Eria. Hi.
How's my volume? Is it good?
Oh, it's kind of too loud. Can you like reduce the volume a bit?
How's this?
Um. Oh, okay. I think it's all right. Kind of too loud, but it's all right.
Okay.
Okay, so you're a nominee to be a chair of the Standing Committee on Wellness. So
I am.
yeah, I will ask you two questions.
Mm-hmm.
The first question is gonna be, do you have any experience running a committee or any other working group?
Yes. I was the secretary of the Standing Committee on Wellness for this term. I still am. Uh, as secretary, I oversaw the committee's social media. It's basically, I just become the administrator of the social medias, which is Instagram and Facebook. I oversee its social media presence, and I have to say it's grown quite a lot. The next one is I also oversee the secretarial duty in Standing Committee of Wellness. And with that, I attended most of the meetings that are held in the committee. So I pretty much am very familiar with most of the projects that Wellness has put out throughout the term.
Okay, that was fair enough. So my second question is gonna be, like as you know, in your position as a chair, you will be faced
Yes.
with people in your committee getting busy with exams or personal life, etc., and they might be that responsive. So my question is, how would you deal with the non-responsive member in your committee?
For that, I think that's one of the biggest challenge that I plan to face. I think managing several people virtually, it's a tough job. It's a tough job, especially since like you don't see them face to face. You don't know where they are. They can just suddenly disappear. For that, I plan to get to know each of my team members personally on a personal level so that I can gauge their personality, what their day-to-day is like, how their well-being are, so that just in case they become less active or they slack off or anything, I would know what's going on in their lives and I would ask them about it and approach them in a way that's familiar to them so that they don't feel like I'm being too intense of a leader. And I would try to solve what they're going through and help them out. Maybe if they're slacking off because they have an exam or they're not too active because they have an exam, maybe change up the schedule a little, maybe like ask them when they are free, ask them if a certain time is suitable for them to work on a project. So yes, that's my answer for managing people virtually.
Okay.
And I think that's it.
Okay. I think that was fair enough. So that was my questions. So now
I would
I will
also like
ask
to add
the
on motivating my team, since being in the standing committee of wellness, it's a big problem. Motivation is a big problem. I feel like if I constantly check up on my team, motivation will still run high. It will be no problem. And I find that when you compliment on people's work, no matter how small it is, they will strive. And I believe I can practice that when I am chair in order to keep my team motivated.
Okay, that was fair enough. Okay, so I will ask the GA if anybody has question to ask Area. Please raise your hand if so. I will wait a few seconds. Okay, I see your hand. Hi, Loch.
Hi. So I have a question.
Yes.
Area. What concrete ideas do you have to work on reducing the stigma around mental health in the field of veterinary medicine? Because that's a big issue that we have, and I'd like to hear what are your plans about it.
Okay, thank you for the question, Laura. That's a very good question because mental health stigma is still very much a problem in our vet community. With that, the concrete plans I have is the first one. I would like to work together with organizations focusing on the wellness of the veterinary profession. So the projects that I can see that I can work with these organizations is having talks and seminars regarding the wellness of vet students in specific, or maybe the vet profession, because I feel like even awareness on why wellness needs to be prioritized within vet students, I think that's even now it's not enough. Speaking personally, coming from like a university that very much never puts wellness first, I feel like I want to do that. I want to do that for the other universities that also think that wellness isn't a priority. And I feel like by doing that, people will realize how the reality of the vet profession and how mentally draining it can be, how stressful it can be, and how wellness plays a big role and how it should be addressed in an early stage of education. Next, I really want to recruit wellness ambassadors to provide the wellness needs of every campus. I feel like I said, personally, my university does not have any wellness committee in it. And I know a lot of universities can relate to that. So I want to change that by doing so. And lastly, I also want to collaborate with the other committees in strengthening the understanding and the appreciation of our profession in society, because mental health plays such a big role that your career is at stake when your mental health isn't in top shape. I think that's it. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Maria. I think that was it. Does anybody else has a question for Maria? Okay, I don't see any hands. Thank you, Eddie, for being here.
Thank you so much,
Vanj.
Vanj.
Thank you for all your clarifications. And
I hope you're not tired yet.
okay. Okay. So now we're going to end this session with Navisha. Navisha, can you please raise your hand up? Okay. Okay. Hi, Navisha.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah, I can hear you. How are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing good as well. So you're the second nominee to be the chair of the Standing Committee on Wellness. I have two questions for you.
Okay.
Okay. My first question would be, do you have any experience running a committee or any other working group?
Yeah, I do. So when I was in my second year of vet school, I joined my local MO, my IVSA Selangor MO, and I was the junior exchange officer. And the following year, I became the faculty liaison officer. And at the same time, I was also appointed the co-director of IVSA's Animal Welfare Conference that they have annually. Unfortunately, that had to get cancelled because of the coronavirus. And currently, I'm serving as the project manager for the Wellness Committee.
Yeah. Are you done, Navisha?
Yeah, did that answer your question?
Yeah, of course. Of course. So my second question would be, in your position, you will be faced with people in your committee getting busy with exams or personal life, etc., and they might not be responsive. So my question is, how would you deal with a non-responsive member in your committee?
Right. That's a great question because I believe this happens a lot, and I've been in a couple of committees as well, so I can positively say that it does happen. As a chair, if one of my team members are not performing how they should perform, I would approach them and ask them if they're having any personal issues or if the workload is too much. Basically, I would just try and find out what's causing them to not perform. And if it is something personal, I would completely understand and I would probably decrease their workload so that it doesn't overwhelm them too much. However, if that person does not seem to have any valid reason, then as a chair, I would very respectfully ask that person to try and remember why they decided to join the committee in the first place. You know, I would try and ask them to find that passion and that drive that they used to have. But if worst case scenario, this person still does not perform well, it's just not cooperating, then unfortunately, letting go of this person might be the best option because I don't want to have someone negatively affect my committee. So sometimes letting go may be better, but of course, that is the last option. The first thing I would do is approach the person um, in a very kind and gentle way and ask them if they're okay and ask them what is wrong. I would try my best to be a very, very good listener. And hopefully, I will be able to solve any of their issues. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you so much, Navisha. That was interesting. I will now open the questions for the GA.
All right.
Okay, I see some hands. Okay, we're gonna start with Iris. Hi, Iris. Mm, hello, hello, Iris.
Hi.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great. Sorry about that.
No.
So my question is based on what you wrote in the nominee form. You mentioned your idea about using TikTok for wellness, and it seems very innovative, which is great, but new ideas such as this are always a bit difficult to get off the ground at the beginning. So I would like to ask you to maybe elaborate a bit or just give some examples of how you plan to do this.
All right. Thank you so much. It's a great question. Um, so, how I would manage this TikTok account? We obviously would have a public relations position. So that person will be in charge of the app, the application TikTok. And I'm pretty familiar with this app, so I would be more than happy to assist my public relations team member in creating content and uploading videos. I also plan on sharing videos every 2 weeks, perhaps, because I know things can get very busy, and doing daily posts is just not practical. So yeah, every 2 weeks. And the things that I would like to upload, like the content, would include like tips and tricks to boost your mood, healthy ways to cope with stress. You know, I can also share healthy recipes from the vet recipe book on TikTok. So, you know, there's this endless amount of things and information that I can spread using TikTok. And of course, ideas and content would be contributed by any member of the committee. In fact, I also would like to open up ideas to any member outside the committee, so any IVSA member. And this is where I would like to incorporate my wellness representative idea. So if, for example, someone in their local MO comes up with an amazing idea or amazing content for us to upload, all they have to do is just contact their wellness representative, and that person would immediately contact us, and we can start doing their work. I mean, uploading their content. And I'm sure you all know of our hashtag wellness slogan. So I also really, really hope that we can get that famous hashtag wellness slogan trending worldwide.
Okay, okay. That was interesting, Adisha. I see another hand. Hi, Lauren.
Hey,
Lauren. I can hear you.
great. Thank you very much.
No
So
worries.
Navisha, I have a question for you. How about you make sure that local MOs are more involved in the work of the committee?
That's a great question. Thanks, Lauren. So when it comes to getting local MOs more involved, I will definitely collaborate with the regional representatives. So I would want to work on a project with the regional representatives, where, like I said before, we would appoint a wellness representative in as many local MOs as we can, especially those local MOs that aren't as active. So I believe if I collaborate with the regional representatives, it would be much easier for us to target those MOs that are not as active. So once we already have these wellness representatives, it would be really, really easy for local MOs to communicate with us regarding any projects or ideas that they might have. For example, the Wellness Committee has actually been approached by a student from IVSA SAVMA, and she told us that she had this amazing idea where she created a binder containing a lot of positive things like positive lyrics and comic strips, just basically anything to help students get through their day if they're having a very tough day. And she wanted us, the Wellness Committee, to help organize it. So just imagine the amount of response we would get if each MO actually had a wellness representative. So this is why I believe that collaborating with the regional representatives would really get local MOs to be more involved.
Okay. Okay. That was enough. I will go with the last question. Laure. Hi, Laure.
Hi. So I'm just gonna ask you the same question that I asked earlier.
Just quick. Sorry if I'm interrupting, but don't we have always 2 questions?
Yes, I was also surprised I was given the floor.
Mashed?
Okay. We're finished then. So there is no more questions. No more nominees.
All right. Okay.
All right. So I hope everybody has a good day or night, and I hope you all.
Okay. Can I just quickly say thank you to our host and to Kathy and to basically everyone here. I know you guys are really tired, so thank you so much for everything.
Oh, thank you. No worries.
Yes, thank you guys for staying here and listening to everyone. I'm really sorry about the delay, but you know, technical issues. I wish you all a good night and see you tomorrow in the GA.
Okay, see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye bye.